Hello. I'm not able to hear you, sir. Hello. Good morning, everybody.
Even I don't know how much.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Yes,
sir.
Hello? Hello, am I audible to all of you?
Yes,
yes,
sir. Audible, sir.
now it's audible.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
No, they are not answering. Hello?
Sir, audible, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Am
we
I
are
audible
able
to all
hear
of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Audible, sir.
Hello.
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 Yes, sir.
That is when you are straight to your friend. This is
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
We are able to hear you, sir.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
There is some background noise is
That is from Nikhil. Nikhil, please mute your mic.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Please,
sir.
all of you mute yours. You can mute it from here, no? Mute also, mute all. Hello, guys. Am I audible to you?
Yes, audible.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. Please mute all your phones. You have a lot of time after 3 hours. Or if you want so urgent, after an hour or so, I'll give it 10 minutes for you to talk amongst yourself. Okay. Good morning to all of you. Welcome to this class. I'm not hearing anything
morning,
from you
sir.
guys. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank
Good
you.
morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What is the topic you are going to discuss today? HRM. Correct?
Yeah.
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 HRM. Let's get into my introduction. I've already given to this offline student. Yeah, please come. So I hope you know about me. Let's get into class, right? It's already 9:30. Okay, let's get straight into the subject, HRM. What all of you know about HRM? Is it a subject to be studied or it just like that? What do you know about HRM? Come on. HR guy. I want HR guy and sales guy to say, because sales guy always says that HR is not doing enough. Our operation guy is also saying HR is not doing enough, right or wrong, right? And HR guys will say, I'm doing a great job. Come on, guy. What is HRM? Why do we need HRM?
It's a subject to understand the employee requirements.
It's a subject to understand. Your voice is not coming here, only I'm hearing. Other students are not getting.
Can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. It's the subject to understand the employee's requirement and basically
Action,
provide
yes.
a job for the requirements. That is the
Okay.
basic thing of HRM, I believe so.
Okay, that's great. She says that it's a subject of an. Okay, you.
Onboarding to the exit and maybe some of the queries or the issues we face in a company.
Sir, please send him there, sir. Yes. Okay, you are saying that onboarding to exit. That's one. How do you suppose these guys are all your audience, your staff? You say in 2 minutes how HR is important. All these guys say HR is just like a one subject, you don't, right? I can see the smile from all of them. They say, what is HR? They're saying that you are alone. No, you justify HR is important.
They are the source of communication from management to the staff. So, and they will manage what are the inputs from the management. They will actually drop down to the staff so that the organization goals are achieved.
See, there was one article in Fortune magazine long back, HR is dead. Okay. When they said that, they had some meaning. Immediately after 6 months, there was another big article in Fortune magazine saying that long live HR. So there's a concept from HR is dead, long live HR. Which means both statements are right. Correct. That is why that's such a big article has come. Fortune magazine is one of the reputed magazines internationally. They say HR is dead, but again they have to come back and beat them saying that long live HR. So there's something in between, right? So basically, okay, let's start with the definition. Like he said, in a simple definition, what is HR? HRM is concerned with the employment term relationship. The day you are joining, what's your good name? Akshay is joining. So he has been recruited, selected, onboarded, given a role clarity, training is given, his salary has been fixed up about. A lot of HR practices like improving his motivation, job satisfaction is taken care of. He's getting rotated, he's getting promoted, he's getting appraised. Then finally, one day he leaves. Either he leaves or we sack him or he retires, whatever happens. So the life cycle of an employee during the organization. In other words, it's an employment relationship between the employee and employer from the day he joins and the day he cessation of service. I will not say retire. Cessation could be retirement, resignation, or termination, whatever. During this period, he goes through the gamut of HR activities: recruitment, selection, compensation fixation, onboarding, induction, role clarity, training and development, increments, and performance appraisal, grievances he goes through, or management has got grievances. Finally, gratuity payment and goes through. This could be called one way of calling it HRM. Is it enough? Is it HRM function complete? This guy says no. If it is not complete, then what else is left out? All of you online students, are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
One approach to HRM is that it concerned with the employment relationship from day one you join and the day you retire, whatever activities in between, which all of you know working. So it's not a big thing. Is it HRM or something more than?
It also involves, in the company perspective, what I believe is the HRM's responsibility to get the right person at the right place.
Acha, right person at this person online is saying that HR is concerned with getting the right person at the right time.
So 1 point for me, it's Rupesh here.
Yes, Rupesh.
I can say like HR is a bridge
Let me get
between
it,
an
otherwise
organization and an employee, sir.
HR is bridge between organization and employee. Yeah, all these roles, HR is only facilitating all the role between the employer and employee when he
Yes.
goes through the different functions of HR: recruitment, training and development, compensation, performance appraisal, finally leaving the job. All these HR functions, HR is moderating between employer and employee. Okay, very good definition.
Sir, I think HR who is the person who manages the manpower for any organization.
He says that HR is managing the manpower for the organization.
Yeah.
It's a recruitment, sourcing. You can call it sourcing, you call it, these days we talk different words: talent acquisition, talent management, many things we call. HR has come with a lot of jargons like any other management. But are they really effectively contributing to the business? See, if HR has to be long lived, it has to contribute and I must deliver. See, today you are saying that I completed my MBA with outstanding grade, A grade. You should have completed, then you can say, I delivered, I obtained, I completed, I got O degree, A degree, whatever, this thing. If I say proudly that I'm from IIT Delhi PhD, I've done it, I deliver it, I can claim. So HR has to claim that way, right? HR cannot say, I'm responsible for recruitment, I'm responsible for, say, salary processing, I'm responsible for attendance sheet doing. If you're doing all those kind of things, then HR is dead.
They are also responsible, or they're also part of a team which would define policy, different kind of policies which would govern the
they are
activities.
responsible for making policies and things like HR.
They would be part of team along with the management, like to define different kind of policy.
Sorry,
Could be
the
leave
voice has come here to bear with this thing. Yeah, he says that HR department is concerned with making policies and procedure for this thing, right? Okay, till that guy comes, I'll talk. After 5 minutes, all of you will get a chance to talk. So there is some net issue. So the offline students are not able to hear what you are saying. So what I say is HRM plays a major role, significant role. It depends upon whether you are playing a significant role or you are only playing a backseat kind of approach. Okay, like all these guys, they were having a little smile, means they think that what HR is doing, they are giving a, again, I can see that guy with a, what's your good name? Raghunath is saying that still I can see a smile. What HR is doing? Okay, Raghunath, you tell me what HR is doing or what HR should do. Maintaining and monitoring company policy. Okay, this is what they are doing. So you are not happy. What will make you happy if HR does this thing? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can take it that way, na? All of us, we know simple. HR is recruiting. Okay, HR is putting you on the onboarding, induction, and all those things, right? HR is giving you money, salary, fixation, appointment letter. HR is also giving different trainings at times. Okay, and HR is putting you under some boss who is good or bad, you don't know. Even HR doesn't know whether the boss is good or bad. So HR sometimes tries to see the boss relationship with you, correct? Then HR also tries to do performance appraisal. and HR does training and development. And finally, at the time of HR also keeps also statutory records, all those kinds of PF, PSA, gratuity, all those kind of things HR keeps it. And finally, that one. To the second major role of HR is compliance due diligence. Most of the IHRM, international companies, the first see the due diligence, whether the HR is really doing complying with all those things. Indian companies so far means maybe 10 years back, they were not really worried about compliance of labor law or industrial law or constitutional law or contract law or even, this harassment, sexual harassment, post act and things like that. Now, this is becoming one of the second major dimension of HR. Are you complying with all the labor laws or international laws or international human resources related laws or whatever concerned with CSR, whatever concerned with governance, whatever concerned with, that could be second one. The third could be definitely when you have to do all those things, you have to make policies, practices, the best HR practices of appraisal, best HR practices of recruitment. Today we are talking about, when you talk about, if of late there was an advertisement from Google, they said we are recruiting. And they said, we don't need your CV. Normally what we do is, there's an advertisement, you apply, then shortlist. Google has got to that level. We are recruiting, but we don't want you to apply. We know where you are, how you are, whether you're suiting to us, we'll catch you. So that is a level the best practices gone. Otherwise, you normally prepare and send a CV. We have one CV to send to 10 people. That guy will go mad by seeing your CV because you've done it, not customized it. That used to be your style. And that company style also used to be recruitment means you'll apply, then people will shortlist. Now the company has gone to the best practices level up. We are recruiting. We don't want you to apply. We exactly know where you are. That's called talent spotting, talent acquisition. And we know how to catch you. We know how to conduct you. Even when it comes to conducting interview, may not be the same level up, 5, 6 people like me sitting and asking all sorts of, I know everything, you don't know anything. That is a kind of interview most of the time takes place, right? Most of the places, practically knowingly, unknowingly, these guys, they try to ask you a question which, suppose you are coming for a youngsters level position, say middle level or a junior level position. So I'm supposed to ask you that level question, but I'll start asking you the question as if you are coming to my company as a CEO. All those things are happening. Now it's not that level. Interview also, it's a different. Somebody referring you. Oh, this guy is good at it. He's got this competency, this abilities, must have competencies like that. His want of competencies like that. So the third aspect of HRM could be that how you are making policies, processes. There are a bundle of best HR practices for each one. If you take this 5, 6 major function of HR will remain the same. Recruitment, training and development, all those. But under each one, there are hundreds of best practices. Take, for example, PMS, performance management system. You have 160-degree, 360-degree, online assessment, offline assessment, objective assessment, subjective assessment, weightage, management-based objective kind of system. There are many, many best systems everywhere. But which, like a doctor, where to use which practices? Fever is a fever, right? So if you suppose you give chloroquine, which is meant for a malaria fever, for ordinary viral, in Bangalore, you get quite and often a simple cold. If you give chloroquine to that, you're gone. Or when somebody's got a chloroquine, you give crocin, again, it will not work out. So HR guys also, a lot of bundle of best practices. If you work out a compendium, under each one, you have at least hundreds of best practices. But the point is, HR professional should know under each one, there are hundreds of best practices, number one, which means there are thousands of best practices are available. Number two, where, when, which stage I can use first. Suppose a company which is not even basically complied with the basic HR practices, you start introducing 360-degree HR, PMS, it'll totally will fail. That can be introduced where most of you guys are working in a knowledge-based industry, where most of the knowledge-based guys are working. So 360-degree could be an option, but you are working for a manufacturing industry where still the structure is not proper, the boss-employee relationship is not proper, the mutual setting up expectations is not clearly. So it cannot be done. So what I said, the third point of HRM is that trying to get HR policies for that company. And what is the philosophy of that owner? HR starts with the philosophy. Like, what is the philosophy of Tata? What is the philosophy of Reliance? Is it same or different? Can it be same? Tata and Reliance.
No, it will be different.
It's totally different, right? Tatas believe in long-term employment. Tata, normally they don't believe in throwing people. Unless somebody does totally integrative-wise, does something which is maybe 1% in outcome. Otherwise, they believe in you come in, you are a family, long-term relationship. Your job is secure, you will be motivated, you will be taken care of. You may not be getting the salary. But that is a philosophy. Then if that is a philosophy, HR has to start keeping that philosophy in mind, work all those policies and process and things. Come to Reliance. What is the philosophy? Are they there to give you long-term relationship? No. They may pay you for a apple to apple X kind of job. Tata could have given, say, 40 lakhs in a per annum in a year. This guy could have given you 80 lakhs, Reliance. But Tata, when you taken you, normally they don't take at the lateral appointments, Tatas. They try to promote with it. Even a friend of mine was Bhaskar, but in Titan Watch in Hosur, he retired and they gone back to his own Tata & Sons board level. So from middle level, lower level up to the Tata & Sons, they by and large, they promote people. They have their own old people, loyal, committed, confident, understood their own. That guy, what is that? Cyrus Misri. They brought in, they could not, all of you know about Cyrus Misri's induction. So Tata is philosophy like that. Reliance, they don't mind paying you. Tata is paying the same job 40. This guy doesn't mind paying 80 lakhs. But he will not take even 48 hours to sack you. For him, hiring and firing. Whether clear-cut target achievement, KRA, KPIs, objective, subjective, are you achieving it? If you're not achieving it, no emotion. Morning you come to the car, in the company car or your own car. Lunchtime, you are asked to go. I was heading the HR in one of the big pharma company in Ahmedabad. They also used to pay big salary to guys. I remember once I can even quote that, you're all experienced guy. There was one guy called Sanjay Kumar Sinha. He was working for Ranbaxy as a vice president production. He was known in the industry, manufacturing molecules and medicines and things like that. My company said that we need that guy. We have to be brought in. So we worked, my HR team worked at least 6-8 months to meet that guy, convince him, please come back and this and that. He said once or twice, no. Finally, he got into the trap. Our people, HR guys went and sold, big salary, big job role, dream and all. He's come and joined that guy as a president operation and all. That time I'm talking about, it could be 10 years back when I was heading there. He come that time with 80 lakhs package. 80 lakhs CTC and the brand new car was given. The day he joined, his choice of car. But of course, in company's name, he was using it. He can take it with a depreciation value. Within 5-6 months, the problem started. That guy was working with Ranbaxy from middle level up to the senior level. Maybe 20 years he was working. He has come to this company. In 5 months, the problem started. Where the company was hunting for you. Not that that guy was willing to applied or just doing that. He went on. So that is third concept of HRM is that HR guys have to really understand what is the philosophy of my company. At the end of the day, what HR? HR has to contribute to the business, right? Whatever my company business is working on, cost-based product or differentiated product, HR has to contribute to that. HR has to link the practices with the practices of the management. So that third role of HR. What I have to say is that HR has to frame policies and practices and use the right kind of policies and practices depending upon the company. So that could be third. One, we said general function of HR. Second, we said due diligence, compliance of labor law. Okay. Third, we said preparing policies and processes, understanding the company, and then accordingly. The fourth one is today, if you do all those recruitment things like that, can you sit in a board meeting? Suppose he's a marketing director, he's an operation director, he's an HR director. Okay. The marketing director comes and talks in a board meeting that last year to this year, my segment has increased like anything. I got into new market. I sold a new old product more in new market. I got a new market where I sold old product or sold my new product in old market. He gives the data. My segment has gone. My customer acceptance has gone so much. I got a more segment. My brand has penetrated. This guy is talking. No, operation guy, my production has gone up. Same machinery, same kind of platform. My productivity has gone up. My wastage has come down. My raw material rejection has been taken care of very well. My expenses in fuel and other things taken care of. I got a lot of auditing approved through US and European governments, get the auditing and all. What HR guys will talk? Can they talk or not talk? Yes, if you can talk, yeah. So now that is what we call it. HRM has to move from routine HR debt to long leave HR. That is possible when you are shifting from, transactional HR to transformational HR. Now, what is transactional HR? Why is not coming? Online guys, did you get whatever I was talking so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
far, we
sir.
were talking about the definition of HR, wherein I talked about three approaches. One is a routine approach. The employee joins and goes, what all he goes through.
But sir, Vijay here, you are talking about the board meeting. But in the board meeting, what I think is maybe HR can talk about how much employee has grown.
How much employee has grown, correct? Yeah.
And how much the contribution is there for maybe the CSR activities, and
Yeah.
how much is companies reaching out to the people and all.
Good. You say that he's trying to say what in board meeting. Are you getting my point, all of you? What he has to talk is, that you can talk. It's not a question of your talking. You can get marks, A mark or B grade or D grade. Only you attended the class, you worked very hard, you prepared and cleared it, right? If you've not done it, you cannot get it. And you cannot get it, you cannot talk. So it is not simply sitting in the board and talking. You could have done it so much. Your planned activity should have been so much, and you executed it. And I come and said, I'm not lesser than marketing director or operation director or finance director for that matter. Okay. Sir, they are not able to, I'm not, only they are talking to me. They cannot hear. Okay. So now the one more. Recruitment till closure of service. No. The real HR starts before recruitment. The real HR starts after cessation of service. Are you getting my point? Most of the places, the recruitment is a big failure, 30 to 40%. I hope you agree with me with your limited experience. And that too, when it's a lateral appointment, the recruitment is a big failure. So here we are talking, instead of talking about significant contribution to the business, your basic mundane function of recruitment itself is a failure in most of the places. And in terms of IHRM, international HRM, where everything is global, nothing like domestic. I think we have to talk about domestic separately. Previously, we used to talk domestic, then we talk about global. But essentially, we have to talk today only global or IHRM. HRM has got an international human, where the companies have subsidies here and there. You are sending people with expatriate. When he is going to my own company in the US or UK, he becomes an expatriate. When here itself is a failure, going there is going to be a big failure. So the HRM guys, HRM really starts if it has to contribute meaningful kind of contribution. HRM starts before the employee relationship starts. How? And after the employee gets away from the job, still this continuing. I'm not able to. Huh? Hello, can you hear me? Can you people talk? Hello, online students.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sound is not coming. They are not able to hear. I'm only able to hear.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you, but your sound is not coming to your student here in the audience. Imtiaz is trying to set up. So we talked about 4 levels. Right now, what I was talking about is that HRM starts before the employee relationship starts. Okay. And HRM continues even after the employee leaves the service. How? Tell me. Are you getting my question? So far, I given 5 definitions. So, okay. The other thing is that learning in our class, you are all experienced students. Okay. I'm also an experienced, purely corporate guy. You have to understand everything in a more practical, more conceptual, more framework model. Okay. Otherwise, the HRM or any book you can read, take a book and read it. The very purpose of people coming like me to come and talk to you is that you have to understand the subject from a framework point of view, from a conceptual point of view, from an experiential approach of point of view. Okay. If you do that, you don't have to really work hard to appear for the exam. Every day, whatever we say, you just pick up, make a notes of it. That's more than enough. I'm not saying that don't read a book, but that reading a book will not, if you see that I'm going to give you all your textbook and PPT and everything is there, and I'm not teaching anything from your textbook. Okay, but that would be for you also to do. But this kind of concept, you will not get it from. No. Even if you see that it's not that I come prepared or I'm going through my PPT and talking. I'm just talking like that, right? Okay, now the 4th angle is that before and after. How before? How after? Yeah.
Professor Onkar here. Before it would be in a manner that whatever the requisition we get from the project managers, or what type of positions we like, for which position we are hiring someone. So that starts there. That, well, like as per the position, we have to do the screening or sourcing. So before will be in that manner, and ending will be we have to after it will be like in a manner that we have to bring up some backup. So once employee is leaving the company, so we have to bring up some backup or substitute.
Hello.
Hello, sir. We are not able to hear you.
Hello? Not able to hear you, sir.
Sir, hello. Sir, unable to hear you.
Can somebody call him and inform him? Because I guess he's not reading our charts, I guess.
Yes, let me try.
So can you please check if it's muted or not? We can't hear you.
Can you come now? Select the speaker headset. Yeah, we can hear much better. That's how it works right now.
Hello. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಬೇರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರದ್ದು ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
Professor, we can't hear you.
Not audible, sir.
Imtiaz, are you there? Maybe you can tell the professor that we can't hear him.
Do somebody know anybody attending the afternoon classes?
There is already message in the chat where they're saying that they're attending the issue. They're trying to fix a voice problem. They're aware of the problem.
Okay.
It's there in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for informing. Thank you.
Can you guys hear? Hello?
Hello,
Yes, we
hello,
can
sir.
hear.
Yes, sir. Audible,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Can you guys hear?
Yes,
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can use this, but the speaker is still.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
Now
audible,
I'm
sir.
audible.
Audible, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
we can
Audible.
hear you.
Yeah, you're trying it. Yeah. Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Audible, sir. Audible.
No, I think again it will like same problem.
Hello.
No, sir, not audible, sir. Uh,
should have been done before, right? Correct.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Hello, sir, we cannot hear you now.
Hello? Hello?
Sir, audible, sir.
Audible. You are not.
Yes,
You are
sir,
not
audible,
audible.
sir.
I am audible to them. They are not audible. Can you just? Yeah.
You are audible now.
Okay. You listen. The fourth angle we are talking about is before. In that case, I was trying to give an example. In the expatriate, 40 to 50% expat. Who is an expatriate? All of you know. When you talk about international human resource management, when any one employee goes from one country to another country, he becomes an expatriate. Okay. That expatriate failure is expatriate failure is 40%. Number one. Number two, when in your own company, in your own experience, when you take up a new job, after 2 months, you are not happy. You are saying the job roles and clarity, I expected something, it is not my job kind of thing. And the employer is also not happy. Okay, two. Because of that, attrition is too high. If the attrition is too high, it's not only recruiting new people, expenses and time and all, even that time the job is not attended to it. Hence the productivity and business goes for a task. So all this can be, this is a negatively, it's really damaging the business, which HR can contribute to avoid or reduce from expatriate failure from 40 to 10%, attrition to 20% to 3-4%. All those things can be done. How? Once HR starts working on before that. What is before that? When there's a need for an HR guy or a need for marketing manager guy. Do proper job analysis. Do proper job description. Do proper key result areas to be achieved by that post. You know, like if you take a car driver is a driver, right? Driver for driving a truck or a bus for a Mercedes or Audi, there are different drivers. So you hire a truck driver with 20 years of experience. Oh, he's got a 20 years of experience. And this guy has to drive my Mercedes car. What will happen? He has got a license. He has got number of years of experience, nothing less. 20 years experience is more as a young guy, maybe with 20 years also 40, 45, his eyesight, everything's all right. Will he be able to drive a Mercedes car? I will try finding fault with that guy. Oh, you're going right and left and things like that while driving. I'll sit on the left side and then keep honking that guy all the time. He has to leave. So that means you have to have a proper job analysis, job description, job specification, key result area. Accordingly, you start working a competency-based selection and recruitment and interview. If you do that, again, I'm repeating, how before? Before, if HR is really concentrating all this activity, whichever position is coming, what is the job analysis of that position? What is the job description of that position? You know, like I given a driver, HR, take an HR. A lot of HR guys are too good in compliance, labor law, in manufacturing industries. He worked in manufacturing industry with 15 years of experience. He knows to deal with the union. He knows to deal with the, labor law. He knows to keep all the absolutely records. There are 44 labor law used to be. Now it has become 4 labor law code now this year onward. So this guy is too good at it. You bring him to the knowledge-based industry, or IT industry, or consultancy industry, he will be total failure. Because here you talk about employee engagement, we talk about digital selection, social media based selection, we talk about highly engaged employee, we talk about leadership pipeline. This guy will failure. Suppose the designation is HR. Okay. And similarly, this guy goes to the manufacturing industry. Like a person like me was too top and talking very high-fi HR. He doesn't know anything about what is the Industrial Dispute Act. How do you address an industrial dispute? How will I deal with a local union? How do you deal with the networking? The post looks same, but the requirement is totally different, right? So this is where we don't spend time. We simply call candidates, advertise, he applies, 4 guys sits and recruit and go through. So the failure rate is 50%. If the failure rate is 50%, here we have been talking about HR contributing. HR is not contributing, HR is negatively contributing. So HR can start contributing once you do right kind of job description, job analysis, job specification, KRA fixation, KPA fixation, and then accordingly have a right kind of recruitment. If I have this clear, my recruitment will become easy, more relevant. What to ask in an interview also will be easy, competency. Otherwise, generally, we are trying to show that I try to show I know better than you, that kind of thing. So this is what when we are you guys hearing me? Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yes, it's audible.
Okay. Only you are not audible to me still. Okay. Audible to me, not to the classroom. Anyhow, no problem. And so this is how does HR starts prior or after? Tell me now. If you don't do your HR, doing excellent HR afterwards will not be more relevant, more useful to the company. If you do that, you can sit in the board. My expatriate market trend is 40%. My expatriate failure is 5%, 10%. My expatriates are too happy. My attrition level is, 5% compared to the industry level of 20. Then you can talk like a marketing director. Okay. And my training, each employee goes through the training and development of 30 hours, 40 hours, irrespective of whatever position. My lateral appointment is almost less. You know that all promotions taking from within. If that is the language HR talks it, then HR is getting into the long live HR. Now, okay, now let's go back to the after the retirement, what HR has to do? Tell me. Before recruitment, we understood, right? HR starts before the employment relationship starts. If HR does that way, that HR can deliver. That HR can talk in that language I am talking. I can sit very boldly in that kind of HR becomes mostly CO. If you see the last 5-10 years, most HR guys, Stupit Mishra or Vineet Nair of HCL and all those people, Vineet Nair has written the book called People First. He was the Hindustan Computers vice chairman and things like that. He's still alive. He's an effective guy. And from an HR guy, he became a vice chairman of a company. And his book is published in Harvard, People First. Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
You are audible.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Audible,
please.
sir.
Now, after we talked about before the HR function starts, the employment relationship starts, how HR has to function clearly, then only HR will be able to avoid the negative contribution and then contribute positively. Okay, that is what long live HR. Then when I say about afterwards, what is it afterwards HR can do? Okay.
HR needs to understand the employee requirements when he's being appointed.
When employee leaves, whatever reason, like I said, resignation, retirement, or termination, whatever. When employee leaves it, after leaving, what is that HR should do so that HR becomes a long live HR? We'll always refer to this concept. HR did long live HR, right? And all of us, we want HR to be long live, right? If long live HR approach has to take place, what is that job to be done after cessation of service?
He has to look after
excellent exit interview. He says, I think you are not getting, are you getting these students talking from the hall? Is it audible to you or only my sound is audible to you?
No, sir.
Sir,
Only your sound is audible.
your sound is audible, sir.
Their sound is also audible to you?
No, sir. Only your sound is audible.
Okay. No, sir. Only they can hear. Okay, no problem. So now what we are, one guy is saying from here, exit interview conduct. That's one of the activity or a best practice. Okay, what for exit interview? First of all, what to do, what practices to be done is excellent. Now, why we have, when I say that after cessation of service, HR should continue to contribute, meaning by what? Sorry?
The very first thing, they can check for the retention of the employee.
Retention of the employee, okay. So if you do proper exit interview and analysis, probably by taking the feedback, then change your policies and process, which will help you in control the attrition, right? This is what all of you are trying to say. That will contribute to the business. See, whatever we are talking is contributing to business, not HR. How HR is contributing to business. How it contributes? When attrition rate is reduced, my recruitment level is come, my promotion within is 100% or 80%, HR is contributing. Correct. HR is proudly contributing. Okay. So I sat as both HR head and as well as a business head and all, I can easily understand. So now, so one is to you conduct an exit interview seriously, believing it, and taking that input to relook at your policies and process. Okay. Then if you settle all the process and papers, sometimes there could be retirement, resignation, not due to any reason, maybe some exceptional circumstances. There is a lady who has to leave because of the family has to shift to some other country or something like that. There could be possible good reason to leave a company. So that time you settle everything properly in time, not just leaving. You resigned it, everything is gone. Then you talk your own policies. HR guy will start talking bureaucratically. How this cannot be done. Rather than becoming employee friendly, you become bureaucratically dealing with it. Then your employee branding is not taking place. Your employer branding is not taking. So after that place, you must try to be the best employer. I don't know how many of you heard about it. There's a concept called best employer. Who is the best employer in India? Who is the best employer in the US? Who is the best employer in global? Who is the best employer? Everybody is trying to compete to that level. So when you have to be a best employer, that becomes branding for you. If you are a best employer, your ability to recruit very good talent becomes easy. I mean, you can recruit a good guy through good practices of return test, interview and all. One, if you are able to, attract good candidates to apply for it. That is possible once your company is like Infosys, like maybe I'll say Tata, maybe a Sutherland. Everybody's got their own tantrums where people will be at or IIM faculty, or the Anand Sagar University faculty, or some small hundreds of colleges in the faculty. Like for example, will I go to teach any of the colleges? I don't even know. Bangalore, though I'm staying in Bangalore, I know only the top 5 names. Could be IIM, could be Christ University, could be the Anand Sagar University, could be IFIM, could be Wellinger, could be CM Biosis. All those people I know. But you talk about maybe hundreds of colleges other, I don't know. I don't want to know. 1, I don't know. 2, I don't want to know. Correct. There's no question of applying itself. When I don't even want to know, where's the question of applying? So that happens when you have a branding up your employment, when you are a best employer. That will happen when you deal with the employee that time very graciously, settling his gratuity, payment. And so 1 is exit interview, to change your policies. 2 is that you take care of settling all those things. Those guys goes with a good, gesture and, will and things like that, right? So this is how HRM. So now where we started, HRM start with entry to exit, first point. Entry to exit is recruitment till cessation. Pre-entry, post-exit. This takes care of HRM function, right? 1 concept. Second concept, all of you know that employment. So now HR definition is clear. Now the second concept is how HR can contribute significantly so that HR is known to be one of the, it's a respected, HR is very much important. HR is not that one department which is only processing salary or only finding fault or only giving charge it and things like that. Okay. Now, how do we get into that?
Sir,
yeah.
Just stop here. What I think maybe my point is, but maintaining the employee details for his future use. That is
maintaining employee details for future use. Future use by whom?
Even if he retires or if he moves to the other person, maybe it is required for the employee details for his other requirements. Maybe going for other company employment.
Okay, you mean to say that he keeps employee details which can be useful to that. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, again, I'll take a lead another 5 minutes. Okay, then once the system interface, I'll give you all of you to talk. Now we want HR to contribute significantly. We believe HR can contribute significantly. And we are not executing HR function in that way to become a key function of that, right? That is the second point I want to discuss. We already understood the definition, meaning, scope of HRM. Only one learning goal so far we understood. What is the definition? What is the meaning? What is the significance of HRM? We talked about one. Now, second concept, only one learning goal. We talked a lot, but only one learning goal we understood, right? All of you learned this way. The second learning goal is, what is the learning? How HR can be really a contribute, create a competitive advantage for business, or HR can really feel that I'm making the company to run. Like somebody in NASA, when somebody puts, in that I'm putting the, sat on the satellite, I'm working for that. Or somebody doing a surgery, somebody, some, junior nurse or assistant, somebody, I'm making the patient to live. The sense, the surgeon may be doing surgery, but I'm also part of it to bring that patient to alive quickly. So HR has to talk in that language. So for to talk that language, there are different two kinds of opinion. People will still feel, oh, HR is only harassing people. They are only coming with some non-employee friendly kind of policies. That philosophy is existing. Now, today's world, a lot of companies, they are proud of HR. Like, for example, and the next assignment I'll give you, there's one case study called Southwest Airlines in US. Still it's existing. There were 3-4 airlines in America, like American Airlines, Atlantic Airlines, Delta Airlines. All of them, they filed bankruptcy 3-4 times last 20-30 years. Southwest Airlines is the only airline which has never ever filed bankruptcy. And ulta, every time they are getting the crowns. Okay. Now, how did they do? They are saying that we could achieve only because of successful implementation of HR policies and processes. Okay, so in other words, if I have to say, the technical word is how HR can create competitive advantage for superior performance. Write down. How HR can create I hope I'm audible to all of you, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The second learning goal is how HR can create and sustain competitive advantage for superior performance of a company. If we can work towards that line, then it's a long live HR. Correct? Now, how can you do that? What is competitive advantage? You have a good brand, you have a good patent, you have a nice finance background, your company is known for something like that. That's all competitive. The competitive advantage could be many things. Now, companies like Southwest Airlines or Tata or anybody is working, HR is one of the competitive advantage. Like I said, Tata, do you think that Tata's HR is one of the competitive advantage? Yes or no? Their HR is one of the competitive advantage. They are able to recruit good people, engage people, highly satisfied people, belonging to the company, till retirement. After retirement also, they're serving in the board. So HR is their core competency or not? HR is their competitive advantage.
Yes,
So now you
sir.
understand what you mean by competitive advantage. So Tata is driving HR as one source of competitive advantage and sustaining that competitive advantage source for a better performance of the company. Different kinds of company. They have, name it any kind of. So if company has to get into that level of position, that's a second learning goal which we are discussing, what HR should do. What HR is normally doing or what HR should really do to achieve this second learning goal. Any comments? Are you getting my question clear? Online students, are you getting my question clear?
Yes. Yes.
To reach that level, what HR should do? Recruitment will be enough? Or salary processing is enough?
HR has to engage people and HR has to provide a skill improvement kind of training, learnings.
So you say skill improvement. He says change the policy. Okay. I'll just catch between both of you. He said skill improvement, training and development. You say kind of change in policies approach.
HR to need to take the best practices in the current organizations and need to
He says
implement
best
here.
practices to be implemented in HR. Yes. Third. Okay, what else? Align with company goal. That talks more professional way. He says aligning with company goal. HR should align with the company goal. 4. Sorry? Success and planning. This all lot of practices. Success and planning, training and development, change the policies, employee friendly. All those things are practices. What is my framework? What is my model? If I'm a director of an HR, if I am the top guy, was sitting next to MD, and I'm going to be next to MD or as chairman of the company because I could drive the company based on HR. These all practices, succession planning, training and development, skill improvement, change the policies, become an employee friendly. All those things are hundreds of best practices which I can use. I should use it. What is my model? Okay, I'll teach you. HR comes into 4 levels. Transactional HR, write down all of you. Transactional HRM. Second is transformational HRM. Third is strategic HRM. SHRM we call it, strategic HRM. Fourth is IHRM, International Human Resources Management.
What is third one, sir?
Strategic Strategic HRM. SHRM, Strategic Human Resources Management. Fourth one is IHRM, because today no company is domestic. Every company is invariably global or international, multinational, or transnational, whatever you call it, right? Now, and all the 4 to be governed by the best bundle of HR practice. The 5th intermediary variable for all those things is bundle of best HR practices. So, or you can call it best HR practices approach. There are hundreds and thousands of HR practices. Which one to be used where correctly will only give you. So now, for example, take X company. He is a HR guy. He has got, say, 100%, 1 month, 30 days, 100% of the time. Transactional means transacting. What is transacting? You are keeping your attendance sheet. You are processing your salary system. You are also sending your statutory reports. You are calculating gratuity, PA bonus and everything, giving to people. You are also keeping employee data, CV, collecting their reference letter and all those kind of things. Name anything. This is all transactional kind of job. Starting from appointment, employee on board, getting his certificates and all verified, putting his employment record up to date, salary sheet process correctly, giving the deduction correctly, income tax deduction correctly, doing it, all those things, and plus some of the administrative jobs like your canteen is done properly, your infrastructure is done properly. This all comes under transactional HRM. You must know what do you mean by transactional HRM. Okay. Now, do you think it's important or not important?
Yes, sir, it's important.
It is important. It is important. So there is no way that you can afford to mess up in doing transactional HRM badly. You have no choice but to do with 100% efficiency and effectiveness in doing transactional HRM. I'm repeating, there is no choice but to execute this transactional HRM with 100% efficiency and effectiveness. 1. I'm again counteracting. By doing that, you are not going to get a certificate of you are doing a good HR function. That's a basic minimum activity, which the problem starts. Most of the HR thinks this is my job. Again, I'm repeating, please go with me. In fact, if I run, please catch me. Transactional HR means you know what is transactional HR. And I said, second, this has to be done with 100%. You cannot pay a guy wrong salary. You cannot wrongly deduct an income tax. You cannot send a wrong statutory reports, all those things, right? All those things are your insurance not taken in time. You're gone. Some calamity takes place like COVID or a war or something like that. You're not taken care of right insurance. You're not renewed with the insurance in time. Gone. We don't know the importance of it, but if it comes, you're gone. So the transactional HR, you are all clear about transactional HRM, right? So the transactional HRM has to be done with 100% efficiency, effectiveness, not even single percent scope of not done properly. Okay, now I said that's not enough. If you say that only the problem starts, most of the company in the past, I'm not saying last 10 years, they were doing only transactional HRM. And the transactional, am I right, sir? The transactional HRM also, they were doing with 60 to 70% kind of efficiency. But today, if you want to be a long-live HR, if you want to be more than a marketing director, an operation director, you are the candidate to be taken as a chairman or anything like that, then you will ensure transaction is done 100%, but that is not enough. If I have 100% of time, if I have 1 month my time, 1 month working day, my only 20% of my time will go to take care of 100% of transactional HR. Are you getting my point? At the end of the day, what is that? My investment. My investment of HR input time, HR processes, everything. I have 100%. In that, only 20 to 40% of my time, my resources, my HR guys, services will be used to 40% of his time only to take care of HRM, transactional HRM. In fact, again, quoting the same example, when I was heading the pharma company in Ahmedabad, we had 5-6 plants. Each plant had 1,000 people, and each plant was headed by a GM HRM. Once I told all the HRM GMs, what percentage of transactional activities occupying your time? If it is occupying 80%, please only do 40%, remaining 40%, you do it, give it to me, I will operate from HR, corporate office. Meaning by if you do 80% of your time only in transactional HRM, you are not bothered about transformational, you are not bothered about SHRM, you are not bothered about IHRM. Because you are happy with it. Correct. And we did it seriously. We did an analysis, then we come to the why we are taking so much time to do that transaction. Why? Because a lot of transactional HRM can be outsourced, can be used through the softwares. Salary processing and all those things, our income tax deduction, everything can be done through outsourced kind of thing. I don't need a Bhaskaran kind of people or people like you with MBA from Ivy League of schools with 15 years experience doing only that kind of job. But he has to oversee, see through the system, process, checklist, MIS, it goes come to 100% all right. But it can be easily outsourced and things like that, right? At a lesser cost, more efficient, 100% efficient. So you make sure that HR guy, suppose there is my plant HR is that GM HR upon plant, maybe steel industry or iron industry or pharma industry, it's more employee intensive kind of industry. 1,000 people are there, maybe technicians, skilled, highly skilled, pharmacists or engineers, anybody people. Now how an HR guy should do? Make sure more than 40% of my time is not getting into transactional HR. Okay. Now it's clear to all of you, what is transactional HRM? It has to be done efficiently. There's nothing like that. Don't do transactional. But I only told you how it can be done in an innovative manner. Outsource it or do it and make sure that you are managing it properly. Now, and you make sure that you are out of 100% of your time or your resources or your whatever best practices doesn't get wasted only 80%. Okay, it could be 20%, it could be 30%. At the most, it can be 40%. But whereas most companies used to get only 80%, only or only do transactional. That is why they were all treated as debt is HR. Because you are doing only a basic mundane activity, which not directly contributing my business as a competitive advantage. Now this concept is clear. Then what is transformational? I said HR has to be significantly contribute means HR should work on all the 4 angles. Okay, then what is, so far are we going clear? All of you are clear? I hope the concepts are clear,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I'm happy that all of you are alert. Maybe 9:30, that's why you're alert. Huh? Okay. Okay, now what is transformation? All of you, we come to the conclusion, transactional is necessary, effective, but that is not enough. So I have to get into the next job. What is transformation? How much time I'm putting? What kind of activity I'm doing? Can I do transformational HRM to outsource or technology? May not be. Competency mapping preparing, conducting employee satisfaction level, conducting employee engagement level, conducting the market compensation practices. I'm giving few examples. Conduct a competency mapping, conducting an employee engagement survey, employee satisfaction survey, conducting the employee satisfaction with his role, existing leadership styles, existing managerial styles of the company. Okay, so you take n number of things. What kind of retraining you are giving, what kind of job rotation you are giving, what kind of preparation you are making that guy so that he doesn't feel that time goes. That 5 years, even I can quote my own example. I was posted in somewhere in Delhi and Lucknow, though I'm basically from Chennai. I never used to get even once in 5 years time to go home. Even when I come home, my company was a group of company. They used to spend me chartered plane of my own company, 4-seater plane. Third day, sir, you come back. I used to come with a lot of difficulty. I remember once in 5 years or sometime to spend time with my mother. I remember once or twice, they will say, no, sir, you have to come back. And then they'll make me to fly from Chennai to Lucknow or Delhi, wherever the plant, they used to take me in our own aircraft. Even I never felt I missed my home. I would have loved to spend, but I have not missed it because I'm too busy with my job, challenging job, good money. One is challenging job and good money, good satisfaction, good respect. Somebody used to ask me, sir, with your background, why you not started your business and things? I said, why? I am running like a boss, big money, big satisfaction, big comfort, big respect, big security. What else I need, right? And because of that, with God's grace, I could send my son also study in the best of the university in the world, maybe Toronto University, by spending full money. So we have not lost anything. That is because the job, I like the job. I contributed to the job. I got the money. I got the respect. Okay? The whole vicious circle. This is concentrated by transformational HR. Role clarity, job profiling, competency mapping, employee engagement, right man fitting the right job. You are good. Suppose you have come from MBA, you are best of the, you are an engineer, you are MBA, you got to come with a lot of motivation to work in my company. I recruited you through competency mapping. Okay, I paid you the market salary. So far, fit. What is fit? I wanted a good guy in my company, no secondary guy. First fit is I selected the best of the guy. Okay, through right competency interview and things like that. I paid him the market salary also. 2 fit is done. Third, my company is also branded company. Third fit is done. The fourth foot, he has been put to work under a leader who doesn't believe in this kind of merit. He's an old guy. He thinks that what these guys will come and do, I know better than you. That kind of thing. What will happen? 3 fits, 1 non-fit. What do? Either this guy is to be trained, model, or thrown out. Right? I mean, throwing out also you should not feel. I would feel this kind of guys fit them somewhere else, do some one-man, single-man job, do some kind of research, not dealing with people. Because all my 3 fits, I call it fit theory in HR. You can write it. Fit theory means every action of your practice should fit it. You did 10 fit. 11th is not fitting. Your 10 fit is invested money, right? You did an excellent job. But each excellent job costed you money. When you're recruiting a right guy, it's costed you money, time. When you're paying the market salary, it costed you money. When you're given a lot of induction training, it costed you money. All fit, all very good intention, highly professional. The 7th or 8th fit, he has been put under me. I'm a useless leader. I don't believe in leadership. I don't believe in supervisor effectiveness. I don't lead in encouraging employee. What will happen? This guy will leave. Okay, my attrition rate will go up. So this comes under transformation. Whether I have a correct job role, whether I have competency mapping, whether I once in a while conducting the market compensation level, whether my employees engagement is tested every time, employee satisfaction is tested every time, what is the pulse of the employee, how the leaders are behaving, how the managers are behaving, how I'm providing for the leadership pipeline, so that middle level, senior level job, I don't have to bring in from somebody and that guy also mess up existing. I can tell you another example. My life, I gone through a lot of big experience. There was Johnny Walker whiskeys, the guys must be knowing. The girls also must be knowing. But guys know, no? Johnny Walker whiskey, those are not red label, black label, white label. One of the best company in the world, best liquor. So there is one guy called Asif Padil. He was managing director of Johnny Walker. And he's a very good guy, engineer with MBA from Harvard, and then worked with Pepsi, McKinsey. His background, and he's still alive. He's a good friend of me also. And the stage he contributed to Johnny Walker as an MD and all. His background was like that. He's an engineer. MBA from Harvard, worked for Pepsi and McKinsey, the best of the company, then got into this thing. There, I don't know what he did it. He did something golmaal. He has been dismissed. And the Scottish police was also after him. So it happened 10 years back, 10 years, 15 years back. That time the media was not that openly. Today, everything flashes. That time was also coming out to that level. So this time, I was consulting a company in Bangalore called John Distillery, which is on Mysore Road, which was coming the 4th biggest distillery in India. They were doing reasonably well. This owner is also a US citizen, though Bangalore guy. He managed to get a US citizen. He used to spend every year 1 year, 1 month in US. That guy, Asif Adil, he noticed it. I will go and market with this guy. He met this guy, John Paul is the guy, owner of this guy. So he met John Paul there, that I was working for Johnny Walker and things like that. But I know your companies in India are doing well. I don't want anything, but I want to come and take care. You are a good guy. I want to promote your company. I want to take it to the next level. And all those, I was getting 5 crore rupees salary. You don't pay me 5 crore rupees. You pay me 1 crore rupees, more than enough. This practical case, which happened in my time. Oh, this guy also opted. That way, he's a chairman. He's also a human being. He got carried away. Oh, Johnny Walker MD comes to me and telling that he wants to take care of my company to the next level, high level, things like that. And that too, he's even forgiving even 3-4 crores of his salary. He's coming at less salary. Take care of. He has committed there, then and there. Yes, we'll come and take. Paljan has come back to India after a month, and I was a tough guy, like the way I'm talking. Any board or anywhere I have been. I mean, today I will die like a tough guy only. I don't spare any of the board guys. John Ball was little careful about me, though he was the chairman about it. He said, "Do you know Bhaskar and Asif Adil and all?" I said, by that time I knew about that. Yes, I know Asif Adil. He was involved in Scottish police and all. No, that's not a correct thing. He's trying to convince me. He's available. Then I said, John Paul, you already committed there. I just use the same word. You already committed to him. You want to bring him back. Then I said, I want to tell you what I have to say. I have to say, this guy will not fit to our culture, our compatibility. Okay. I'm not saying he's not competent. If he's not competent, he could not have did his MBA from Harvard. He could not have worked from McKinsey, or McKinsey is one of the world's best consultants, Pepsi and things like that. And finally, but his compatibility culture will not suit our kind of economy of scale. But having said it, if you want it, I'm with you. You are the boss. Now I'm following the boss. We'll make sure that guy becomes successful. We'll try that second approach. First approach is that it is not going to be successful. That guy has been brought into picture. He was coming every week from Mumbai to Bangalore. Every week a business class flight. Every week RD has to go and pick him up. And even from secretariat and everything has to be pick and fan. We have MG Road office and things. That's all okay. He can spend that kind of money. He has come and started looking at our 50, 60 managerial level people of marketing. Everybody found them useless. Okay, this guy short time. And out of that 5, 10 guys, so he started sacking the guys left and things like that. Then he brought in 1, 5, 6 guys. Now you cannot say even no. You've taken the guy with a good salary, good position. When you after coming, how can you say no? You cannot remove your people, you cannot free your people. Paljan asked me. I said, you cannot do anything. You already brought that guy with a position. With all the salary, you cannot say. But so he sacked few people, good competent people, or he harassed them in such a way that they have to leave. He brought his own people. So this all happened 3-4 months. 6 months, the boss started feeling, oh my God, this guy is roughing up everything. Whatever existing structure we built up, whatever existing culture we built up, whatever the team was getting teamed up, everything is going for a task. So this is what transformational HR. I was trying to do with John Paul. Don't bring Percy, Asif Adil, background, qualification, experiences. I salute him. But will he fit with my job role, job profile, my company, my culture, my compatibility, my need, my business model? No. So this is where the transformational HR, whatever activity is being done, here you think that HR is playing a staff function? There's another concept, actually, maybe third function. What is HR is staff or line? What is line and staff? HR is staff or line. You have to ask me before, because I'm just talking to you. I'm not even going through any of your PPT. So now, when you do this kind of function, HR is not doing a staff function. Staff function means keeping our records. And HR is really playing a big leadership role, taking a right decision, controlling the management, do the right kind of job profiling, right kind of competence mapping, right kind of cultural assessment. You're talking about here, we're talking about international culture. Too dominant. Japanese culture. The guys who come and work, they want only in team. They want definitely boss. American guys, they don't want a boss. They think that I know better. I want less boss. And Japanese, German guys, they cannot work without boss. They want top leadership. So there are a lot of cultural issues when you grow big. And as I told you today, there's nothing domestic HRM. Everything is international. So transformational HRM is concerned with doing a lot of line activities, hi-fi activities like competency mapping, role clarity, employee engagement, employee satisfaction, right kind of competency-based recruitment, seeing the leadership levels, right kind of training, rotating the leader, all those things to be done so that whatever transactional job you successfully done, which will be cashed by the transformational HR. If you've done everything 100% transactional HR, the transformational is missing. Now, whatever you've done extremely well, that all will go waste. People will leave, people will not contribute. So transformational HR has to be more innovative, unique, need-based, diagnostic-based, cultural-based, competency-based, compatibility-based. For that, whatever best practices to be used correctly. Like I said, you cannot use 360-degree where even your boss is not clear about how to assess a guy. And your 360-degree, all of you know, no? Getting feedback from everybody. The whole thing will go for a waste. As such, performance management itself, instead of doing great, it's only going all downfall. Even PMS, for example, PMS should be a function to be celebrated if you've done it properly through a transformational HR. Otherwise, it's a sin. Everybody already, my God, again, I have to go through the appraisal. They will ask me all sorts of questions, routine ritual. Finally, they will harass me. It's a fear. So if it is a transformational HRM, the same PMS becomes a function to be celebrated. I'm going to showcase. I delivered. Everything is done in a diagnostic manner, participant manner, development-oriented manner. Not like a performance appraisal. It's a postmortem, control-oriented, direction-oriented. Guys, are you getting me? Online, guys?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Because you are not audible here. You are audible to me, not to the classroom. Okay, now, with that in view, the transformational HRM has to concentrate on that point. Now, what percentage transformation should get into that one? 100%, 30. How much percentage you would like to give to a transaction? 20, 30, 40, 80?
40.
40. You don't have to repeat why, just because I said. Maybe depending upon industry to industry, manufacturing, retail, service industry, and things like that. What, in any case, what kind of percentage will be? 30 to 60, 30 to 40, 30 to 50?
No, I think it's 60.
50. Okay, you think it's 50. Okay, okay, let's go for, okay, you said 50, I said 40, 30. Let's fix it 40. Now, how much time should go for transformational HR? At the end of the day, what is strategy? You have money, you have time, okay, you have resources. Resources, I mean, your human resources, competency, finance, and all the three have to be effectively used. That is what we call strategic management to get the best return, right? So again, here strategic approach to use a HR. I have to use my time, I have to use my money, I have to use my resources, I have to use my competencies in such a way that I'm not wasting anything. Like I told you, in my class, I'm structured. I want you to learn by learning goal. I talked maybe 1 hour, but I only touched 2 learning goals. I'm very clear. 2 learning goals learned, 3, 4 frameworks learned. That is what we call strategic approach to do anything. Nothing comes free. No time should go. We can enjoy. We cancel the class, enjoy, sing a dance and all those things. You can do whatever. We are doing it deliberately and purposely, right? But when we are learning, we have to learn correctly. I learned this learning goal. I learned this terminology. I learned this model. At the end of the day, you should be able to come to the conclusion. This is what the American accreditations and all, American Ivy League schools, how they are different from us. Harvard and all those kind of, they are very clear. The faculty has been trained to run through that way, go through with the learning goals. Make sure, we call it AOL, assurance of learning. It is not effective teaching. I may be effective teacher, how does it make a difference to you, right? But how does it you impact on AOL? Has the assurance of learning taken place? Assurance of learning has to take place if you go through the proper method of learning goals, subject learning goal, general learning goals, teaching the framework. Otherwise, anybody can say HR, anybody can do it, na? Common sense approach. That is why HR become dead. Not only HR, any subject, since it's HR is our subject, I'm talking in that. So transformational HR, say for example, what percentage will go?
Maybe around 30%.
Around 30%. Okay. 40 plus 30 is gone, man. 70 gone. You only 30% time. Out of 5, 6 people, 3 people is gone. Spending all this time. Right? Now you are getting how I'm getting into business sense. You are investing. You have money. Like you're getting a salary, man. You have to make use of it properly, right or not? Not like me, you overspend it. Okay, you overspend it, cars carries, you've been making every year big money. I'm now 65. At the age of 25 itself, my salary used to be 20, 25 lakhs. But I was also spending. It doesn't make any difference because I was making big money like a businessman. Though in profession I was making big money. But other people who are not that fortunate, or getting a salary of 10 lakh, 20 lakhs per annum, will they have to be careful or not careful? Provide for their routine, their investment, future, children's studies, everything has to be taken care of, right? Similar here. Okay, transformational clear to all of you? Guys, online guys, you know the difference between transaction. If the question comes to you,
Yes, sir.
define HRM, you'll be able to do it, right? 1. 2, define the approach of dead HRM. Define the approach of long live HRM. Define transactional HRM. Define transformational HRM. Differentiate between transactional and transformational. 6, 7 questions. Will you be able to answer?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you are able
Yes,
to
sir.
answer it, the learning goal is taken care of. Okay, 6, 7 questions possibly can be taken it from this. What are the terminology we picked up? Transactional, transformational, competency mapping, employee engagement, right? Employee satisfaction, market survey, strategic HRM, IHRM. These are the terminology we picked up. So every day in every class, you take a note like that. What is that concept I picked up? What is that model I picked up? What are the terminology I learned? You are through. I'm telling you, it will be love and fun learning in the class. You don't have to go and muck through the book and things. And with due respect to all the authors who written, they have not written in that style. I'll show you your book first chapter also. You'll go mad. Right? And I've not even touched one slide of my preparation. I think it has got to 20 slides or so. No, 1.5 hours is over. Okay. Okay, almost 1.5 hours. Whenever you want a break, please let me know. Okay. Then now, this over. Now, what is strategic HR? Third concept. We talked about transactional. No, if you're not clear, please let me know, because each concept to be clear, then only it's easy for you to move to the next concept. Transactional, absolutely clear. Transformational, also clear. Now we are going to touch SHR. We call it shortly SHR. Strategic Human Resources Management. What does it mean? The word itself says Strategic Human Resources Management. What is strategic management? What is the definition? What do you mean by strategy? Let's start there. What do you mean by strategy? What do you mean by management?
Can you professor state for
I'll repeat. Yeah, I'll repeat. Tell me. Huh?
Planning to reach the goal?
Planning to reach the goal is
the step, actually.
Okay. What is that?
The step.
Step. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I go to strategy, what is management first? All of you deal with in and day management, right? What is management? What is strategy? What is the difference between two? Then only we'll talk about strategy HR. But let's get the concept clear. Fundas. What is management? Input-output ratio. You know, controlling the input, getting more output, less wastage, more production, more productivity. Right?
Right.
This is management, right? Logically investing your resources to get the best output with less resources. One way.
Yeah.
Or you can say you are using your men, machine, material, all the M's properly to get the output. Or you can use your logically your time and money to use properly to manage it. So management is logical, rational, to use and control and regulate the input to get the maximum output with less wastage. Am I clear? You want to take notes? Clear, right? Management is concerned with, you know, we're concerned with utilizing your all M's, men, machine, material, logically, reasonably, to get the best outcome with less wastages. This is management, right? This is what management. If this is management, then what is strategy? Come on, tell me. Management definition is clear. Yeah.
You're planning to in order to reach the aim or goal of the management.
Okay. You are saying planning to reach the aim of the goal is strategy. If you study the management function, they will say planning, organizing, staffing, coordinating, controlling is management. Right? This is what you study. Another definition of management. What you are saying, planning to achieve the end is a strategy. But this is what also professionally you talk. The definition of management is 5 functions of management: planning, staffing, organizing, coordinating, controlling. So that means that is again a management definition. That's not a strategic definition. He has given one more definition of management. Thank you for making me to remember, think in that 5 lines. Planning, which all of you must have studied, right? Planning, staffing, coordinating, controlling is management. Managing men, machine, material is a management. Logical, rational. Is management, right? Then what is strategy?
Strategy could be integrating whatever different processes or management processes that you have in place, when and where to engage or use them.
When and where to use them to get into that one. Okay, that is strategy.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, it's simple and it's very difficult.
Yeah,
There's
maybe
all of
strategy
you
is,
note down. There was one good article in Harvard called "What is Strategy?" The title itself called "What is Strategy?" Okay, go through it. Now anybody like to add, or I'll explain what do you mean by strategy and what is the difference between management and strategy. Okay, what is strategy? Anybody offline student want to attempt? Management to all of you know. Yeah, you're saying something.
A clear set of plan, action, and goals that outline how a business will compete in a particular market.
Okay, clear set of planning and approach to compete in a particular set of market. Yes, theoretically, you are talking with a lot of theoretical words. Correct, very correct, correct.
maybe strategy deals with what, when, how, where, and
strategy to do what, when, where, how. Okay, correct. Okay.
A vision for better outcomes, future
Vision for better outcome.
future outcomes maybe.
But vision for future outcome. Okay, I'm saying whatever they're saying. What else? You guys.
In short, I would say strategy is like planning for a better management. Like
he says in short, strategy is planning for better management. See, all of you are playing with the words, right? Not getting the nail at the head. You know, Maro uske Hindi aata na, you know, all of most of you know that just hit the nail at the head na. Maro usko andar tak jaye usko. Not that wasting time here and there, right? That is a language you should talk, right?
Maybe a systematic approach.
Maybe systematic. Again, it's a systematic approach. Okay, I'll tell you guys one clue. Strategy is first simple word is strategy is deciding what not to do. First.
Policy.
All of us, you're doing what to do. Strategy is concerned with what not. Yeah, please go ahead.
This is Rupesh this side.
Yeah, Rupesh.
So basically for every operation and every work, there will be a SOP. So standard operation procedure, where in detail it will be explained what to do and what not to do. Like
what to do, what not to do. Okay, right?
Yeah. So the strategy is just like planning in the same kind of SOPs. So everything will be written step by step, what to do and what
he
are
says
the
strategy
things.
will be written based on the SOP, step by step.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, just listen to me. I will give you a clue to all of you, both online and offline. Strategy is mean deciding what not to do. First, decide what not to do. Don't get into all those blah, 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 blah. Then decide what to do. First, to eliminate what not to do. Then, are you getting? It doesn't make somewhere simple. It looks simple, but I'll give you examples now. Deciding what not to do and decide what to do. Take, for example, now take the example, Apple and Samsung. Based on this definition, who has got strategy? Apple or Samsung? Deciding what not to do and then deciding what to do.
Both have a strategy.
Both have a strategy. Okay.
I think Apple have a better strategy.
You have Apple have a better strategy. That's what I said. Let's go. I mean, there are different ways of explaining. That are one way. But I'm asking you professionally, the Harvard defined definition of strategy is what not to do, then what to do. I'll give you 4 examples what you want. Okay. Now I've taken one simple example. When he said Apple with Samsung, many people will say Apple has got its own strategy and Samsung has got its own strategy. That is segmentation. That is targeting. That is positioning. Okay. When it comes to, when I said Apple decided not to dilute the product less than a good quality, not dilute the selling price. Apple decided not to sell other than his own reseller shop officially. So they decided what not to do. When the Nutrition soap has come, they decided not to sell in any of the 7-Eleven or Big Bazaar or anywhere else. They wanted to sell only through your medical shops prescribed by the doctor. Samsung here, they entered all the segment from 2,000 phone up to 1,20,000, 1,50,000 phone also. Right? So Samsung is invited competition from everybody, right? When he's selling, for Samsung phone is available for 5,000, 10,000 also, I suppose, right? From 5, 10,000, the latest folded one I've seen 1,30,000. They are up to that level. Each level they created a competition to them. 5 level also competition. When it comes to 40, 50, Apple comes and hits them like anything. So on the other hand, they decided no, I will not enter in this section. They entered every section. Okay, whereas Apple has decided, no, I will not. Maybe little they are also diluting. Otherwise, they were selling high quality, high price, only at the reputed. They decided, I will not sell anywhere. I'll sell only at this product. My product is innovative product, high cost product, durable product. You like it, take it or leave it. That is it. Now you are getting a point. Strategy means deciding what not to do, then deciding what to do. Is it clear to you people? One definition. I know you people may not be. Is it clear to all of clear? Now the second,
clear.
The second definition of strategy. Little more. I'm sorry. This is not unless you understand strategy. It will help you in your strategic marketing also everywhere. The second is that every company goes through, by and large, 4 levels of strategy. Write down cost leadership, differentiation, third is niche, N-I-C-H, niche. This used to be the 3 strategies by and large implemented by all the companies globally as per the Harvard study. Of late, there are 2 more strategies also getting evolved. That 2 more strategies, innovation. 5th is collaboration. Guys, clear it? I was talking about strategy meaning, right?
No, the last one, please, sir.
Last one is, for the 4th one is innovation.
Okay, sir.
The 5th one is collaboration.
Thank you,
Collaborate. Collaborate with anybody, right? You know, like you remember that you must have seen that small story long back. The rabbit and this one goes for a race, right? Who wins the race?
Yeah.
Right, there itself we explained the strategy very well. The rabbit and the, what is the other one? Tortoise. Okay, who wins? Faster the better. The first win is faster the better, no? Tortoise goes, rabbit can run fast and then winning. Okay. The other side, the rabbit is taking rice. This guy goes slowly and steadily, wins it. That's could be second side.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the last moral of the story? Somebody sits on the top in the water. Somebody sits on the throat one. That is what we call collaborative strategy. It's a small story. It's got a lot of meaning in when you talk about strategy. You understood now? I didn't go into explain the detail. Tortoise and rabbit, when they fight each other, may get gain or lose, but they when collaborate with each other. When in the water, tortoise takes the rabbit. In the road, tortoise takes a ride on the. So even if you trade, maybe you are Airtel and Vodafone, everybody, they are thick competitors, but they need to collaborate in technology sharing. In pharmacies, they have to collaborate in research sharing. If you cannot collaborate, today's world, you cannot compete with the global big giant sitting there like a Pfizer and anybody. Each one of us have some certain competencies, certain strengths, certain technology, research background. We need to collaborate. So this is emerging as a big strategy last 10 years that we may be competitor. We may get, Vodafone and Airtel, they can compete with their schemes and things like that and all those things. But the technology-wise, they have to join together. Otherwise, they cannot invest. And even if they invest, that the payback will not be that they'll get killed. So this is basically 5 strategies. Is it clear to you guys? Online student, is it clear? Strategy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now coming to the 3rd line. Now, how do you put companies in the first 3? Cost leadership, differentiated, this one. Take watches, for example. Fast track comes under where? Cost leadership based one. Right. Differentiated watch, which one will come? Come on. Maybe Seiko. Maybe.
Rolex.
Huh? Sorry? Maybe even Apple article that's coming, that big one. Okay, differentiated. What is a niche watch? Cartier, Rolex. Okay, this is right. There's a cost leadership. There's a differentiation. There is a niche. Fast track, cheap and best. Differentiated, maybe Apple Watch 40,000, 50,000, or a Dissart, police, Dissart, Psycho high end. All comes under differentiated watch. Differentiated means this little high quality, differentiated, but yet cost is taken care of. Niche, Cartier, Rolex. Who bothers about the other day I went and see in Electron City, one guy, the Tissot only, it looks a old, rotten, watch. He said 65,000 rupees. He said, sorry, it is old that the automatic system has come. The chain was also like a rotten one. You'll not like to touch. But he says, no, sir, this is you lost your all aesthetic sense, sir. This is the one. I mean, if you see the distance, even a child will not play that kind of watch. So there are three different lines: cost leadership, differentiated, and niche. When it comes to Cartier or Rolex and all, do you think that the customer who is going to buy is to see the cost and price of that watch? And girls are there. Cosmetics, Elizabeth Arden, Lakme. Different levels of cosmetics. Every cosmetics comes under cost leadership, differentiated, and this. Take cars. You have Audi car, high-end car, maybe Honda Civic card and all those kind of, then you have all those kind of sweet Titan and things. Any business you put will come under this 4-5. Take McDonald's. Where does it come? Subway. Now I give an example, you have to answer. You cannot have a luxury of I'm only talking, you are enjoying, right? I'm a businessman. Okay, I'm a CEO also. Tell me, McDonald's burger, Subway burger.
Differentiation.
They come under cost leadership, differentiation, or a niche. Definitely not niche, right? That
Differentiation.
Okay, it comes under cost leadership or a niche. Okay, no, it's basically cost leadership. The burger, easily at a cheaper price, you are supposed to take and carry and eat it, and the same quality anywhere, everywhere. Fast track is a cost leadership. Maybe Lakme or fonts is a cost leadership based, cosmetics and things like that. So if the business output is based on cost leadership, every cost they have to prepare. Now, like in India, the airline has come. Which is the airline who closed it? That guy, captain, has introduced, na? Deccan. See, he has come with that concept that like Southwest Airline, which we'll learn later on. He thought this is going to be a cost leadership airline. I will fly the aircraft from Bangalore to Hyderabad. I will charge from the customer for 2,500 rupees ticket, where the customer is already paying 2,000 rupees for a train or a bus or anything. So I'm going to give better experience to the customer. That means what is the outcome? The business outcome? I am going to charge the customer 2,000 rupees and give a beat to the customer to the luxury bus and luxury train. If that is the case, my whole operation cost, my recruitment cost, I hope you are getting to where I'm going towards. My salary cost, my engagement cost, my training cost, everything has to be contained in that cost. The HR has to be also cost leadership based HR. I hope you're getting it, my point. McDonald's guys, how McDonald's started? They started wherever the colleges that they started, so that they can get the college guys to come and work in a part-time, no detailed training, whatever minimum salary fixed by the government on hourly basis, give them. They'll half an hour the training, they'll start working, they'll make money. Every Friday they get salary. The guy may not come next Monday. But McDonald will not escalate the salary thinking about I want a highly motivated guy in my company, because that HR strategy cannot be, the HR strategy has to be linked up with the business strategy. The business strategy here is cost leadership. So HR strategy has to be based on a cost leadership based approach, which is synchronized, aligned with the business strategy. I hope I'm getting all of you getting my concept, right? This is where we are getting towards strategy. Online guys, are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. Now, other example is that the guy who's going to deliver a high-end Audi car or some other car with a crore rupees car, he's also going to deliver a car. I go and pick up a car of maybe that i10, high-end i10 or Innova. All three guys will be delivered by some guy. What will be the level of the guy who will be delivering that car? The Audi guy delivery guy would be an MBA from a top-notch institute. The guy who's going to deliver the i10 could be some reasonable 3-tier, 4-tier. His salary, that salary. Can you mix and match both? So the HR policy in case of RD or a niche will be high-end HR. Okay. The HR policies for the leadership one has to be based on the cost leadership. I don't mean that you will not get the best recruitment, things like that, but you will be very careful. My business model is, that is what strategic HR, strategically aligning with the business strategy. The business strategy of my company's cost leadership, all my recruitment training and everything will be based on, I said fit. If I mess up with that, then I'm not working towards it. McDonald's goes for a high salary. Then at the end of the day, you will not be able to send it. Or the airline, Air Taken, you have to the customer 2,000 rupees fare. So my salary cost, my maintenance costs, everything has to be controlled so that I capture the cost value and pass on to the customer. Now the HR has to play such a big role, very challenging role. So this is what we call strategy HR. Means one, you understand the business strategy of the company. Then you will get to know the philosophy. Then second approach could be the philosophy. Tata's long-term employment philosophy. So you will work your HR strategy that way. Reliance, there's no long life. Your HR strategy policies can be plotted. That is second meaning of strategic HR, right? One approach is based on your business strategy, cost leadership. Second thing, the philosophy of that company. Okay. Third could be the business model. What is business model? What is business model? For example, Dell, when they were come, did they manufacture? Dell laptop has become very famous, right? Those days when they started. Maybe you are too young that time, but they come up big way. Dell means, well, what was the business model? They were not manufacturing anything. They're getting the order, they're getting assembled and delivered. That's one business model. HP, different business model. They were manufacturing, they were assembling, they were marketing. So again, the HR guys have to look at it. What is the business strategy? What is the business model? What is the business philosophy of my company? So everything is right. In strategy, there is a concept called, like I said, decide what not to do today. In management, it's rational. Strategy, it's a choice. You have to choose correctively based on all these three levels. So now coming back to our answer, strategy HR, strategy HR guys, you have to be very careful in understanding the philosophy, model, and then only his business practices can be selected correctly and utilized properly. If you corrected correctly, all fit gets properly, then you get the desired result. Is it clear to you guys, strategy HRM? Any doubt? Offline?
Yes, sir.
Online is clear. Offline? Clear or not clear? Madam?
Clear,
Anybody
sir,
like?
clear.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody like to summarize? How do you say? HR guy. You are getting for a trouble because you said HR. Right? Correct, no? Come on. What is this? Sorry, like I told you, Asif Padil, from a strategy HR point of view, he would not fit into my company. Asif Padil has come from a niche level kind of company where spending money, hiring, firing high level people was left and for them. Here, I was working on where can I buy a cheap rated bottle, cheap rated label, how I can reduce the commission. This is my philosophy of the company. How I can reduce the minimum salary of people and thereby save money. This is my culture. So culturally, recruiting that kind of guy with this kind of culture, or my background of people work in the kind of jugaad management, to get to that kind of mind, to again broaden my mind, may be difficult, right? So this is what we call, yeah, go ahead. Same thing. So he strategically is answering, same thing. Okay, come on. Correct. Okay, all of you clear, online clear, strategy HRM, and you know the difference between all the three now.
Yes,
this question is going to come. I'm your examiner. I'm the guy who will set your question. I'm the guy who will examine your paper, right? All of you be aware of it. So, and good, I'm telling you, these are the question will come. Here, nothing, no third party, right? I am your teacher.
Sir, Vijay.
Yes, Vijay.
Yeah. Just to summarize.
Yeah, summarize. Good. Good summarize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make my understanding clear, strategic HRM is a strategy of the HRM to meet the transactional and transformational requirement of the company.
Okay, strategic HRM is the approach to meet both the transactional and transformational requirement of the company. That's what he's saying. Okay. So now, all of you should know again, what are the questions? what is transactional, what is transformational, what is SHRM, what is the difference between all the three. This is a learning goal, right? So far, how many learning goals we touch? Hardly 3, 4. Correct. But we have been talking, blah, 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 all those things for a long time. But the learning goal is only 3 we covered it. So you'll try to learn strategically from this way. Learning strategically is also important. Don't you think that if you learn from this approach, what is the learning goal? What is the terminology? What is the model I picked up? Don't you think it will go in your life? Practically, experientially. Otherwise, how HRM professor ne aaya kuch bak kiya, humne bhi suna. Which question paper he has given some known paper, we also written something, he has given some marks, everything is on. So it's not meeting that high end, right? It's just only meeting that. Okay, 3 is over. Now what is IHR? Huh? Okay, good question. Yeah, I'm happy that he asks. I talked about all the 3. I didn't talk about the, for example, I talked about the other 2. I didn't talk about it. Good, this guy is alert. What is the question he's asking? Sorry, you said you talked about all the 3 which I understood. He say, now you talk about innovation. Innovation, probably it is difficult for you, so you are not answering, you're running away. I will not allow you to run. That's what your question is, right? Good. Good, yeah. So experienced guy, he says, sir, don't run away. I know to catch you. Tell me innovation. Yeah, good question. See, so when a lot of companies like McDonald's or anywhere, you lead a cost-based behavior. How can I do a repetitive job in such a way so that my skill set is more to complete a job, a routine job, your fixation of job, routine job, fixation of job is there, so that effectively this guy is doing. You go depth into minimizing the job content, job role repeatedly so that this guy does it. Or I'll give you another example. Pharma industry. 2 big brands. One is that manufacturing. They are manufacturing your ampicillin, they are manufacturing Shrep and everything, which is done by Phi Pharma, M Pharma, and all those kind of people. They have a formula, they have a validation, analytic, QA, QC, all those things they do to manufacture finally. This many capsules I manufacture, this many bottles of syrups I manufacture, this many this thing, injection I've done it, that's all. The same plant 1 kilometer away or the same campus, there's a research is taking place. The same pharmacist. Phi Pharma, M Pharma. That guy is more not into routine number of daily, how many machines, what kind of, he's more into working on corona medicine or working on some of the new medicine. He's testing the medicine with the horses there, rats there. So he will not even come to a concrete result even for 2 years. He's more onto innovation, creativity. There your HR PMS cannot be every 6 months what you have done it. Are you getting my point? Innovation. If that same campus, this guy, if you don't do PMS every day, every month, your profit will go for a task. Similarly, sales guy, if you don't take every weekly, daily sales, your gone is gone. But can you do with this experience research guys? They are getting much more salary than you. Patiently you have to wait. So that is what called how innovative HR has to done. It has to be done like that. Then third, all of you heard about the company called 3M. Right now, it's there right in electrons. What is the best thing about the 3M company?
Quality.
Yeah, they say their mission itself, we want to solve unsolvable problems through innovation. My company is only innovation. We want to solve unsolvable problem through innovation. That is a strategy. In strategy, there are different strategies, business strategy, function. We talked about functional strategy. I think there's a class on strategic management itself separately. So there you'll get to know. So the business strategy of the company itself, our corporate strategy company, our company is solving unsolvable problem innovatively to benefit the humanity. That is my broad vision, mission of the company. Okay, if that is a company, if they suppose 3M has done it, suppose they have 300 subsidies or 100 subsidies. In that, some 50 subsidies were making a big profit, big turnover, growth is better, but they slipped out of the innovation concept. They have divested, sold all such companies. Nobody in India could have done that kind of, we'll see profitability, growth, something is coming. We'll see now. 3M, some companies, it must have been innovated company. It reached a level and then they are not getting that innovation, but the growth, profit, everything is coming. Those companies gone. So when that kind of innovation is the company, your HR practices has to be highly innovative HR practices. Correct? Super competency mapping. PCMM. How many people heard about PCMM? People compete PCMM, write down. PCMM 5. People capability maturity model. Wipro is a PCMM 5 company. Then what is PCMM? You have to go through it. You know what all to be done to become a PCMM 5 HR kind of company. People capability maturity model. PCMM. A lot of IT companies IT guys should be knowing this concept, right? PCMM 5. There are levels also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. PCMM 5. So that innovative kind of company is good. Yeah, thank you for asking this question. What's your name? Otherwise, I must have missed it. I must have gone. Right. So the innovative companies, HR guys need to work on PCMM 5. Well, have you heard about PCMM 5 or not, HR guy? No. So first of all, we should know where are we in PCMM 5? PCMM 5. Can you all of you go through 5 minutes in your net? What is PCMM 5? It'll say initial growth and things like that. All of you guys go through in your mobile PCMM 5. Guys, we are only in one slide. 2 hours is over. I'll just run through the slide. Huh? Okay, first it's okay. Concept. You're getting it now? PCMM 5C. There'll be 5 level, initial growth and things like that.
Sir, it's just people capability
maturity model 5.
Yeah. So innovative companies need to be PCMM 5 level. That itself direction for your HR, right? Now you're getting how 5 helps you to start with HR. Now, if you go through all this stage, you think HR deserves to be long live or dead HR? Huh? Long. Yeah, now I can see all of your face also change. Previously, everybody was giving a smile kind of thing. Madam also giving smile. Now she's also yourself only. What's your name? So she was also giving different smile. Now she's giving different smile, right? Man, you're saved. I saved you. I saved this guy right today. So now, what is it written? 5, PCMM 5? Yeah. For to occupy each level, you must have done certain level of HR practices. Competency mapping, employee engagement, this and that. So when you talk about innovative strategy, your HR should reach that level. Then accordingly, strategically, HR will decide what not to do and what to do. They will not even post 40% of time in transactional. They will spend only 10% only in transactional. Highly innovative companies, HR guys, if they are going to spend 40% of the time in transactional, that HR is gone. He will spend only 10% in transactional. There are more innovative ways to manage that ways, outsource, get a good guy, get a good software. Too many ways to do it. But your time will not go if I'm there. Can I afford to sit in a big cabin and do transactional job of 3mm for 40-50%? Just imagine practically. It will be sheer waste, right? Company will lose. So this is what innovation, right? Have you answered your question, man? Now, okay, I answered your question. You answered my question. What is collaboration? How collaboration got with HR?
collaboration, that we are using different companies, different subsidies, different level people, different locations, different geographical issues, which is to a large extent covered in the next concept, IHR. What is IHR? International Human Resources Management. What is that? TCS has got a company here. TCS got a subsidy in US. TCS got a subsidy in UK. Okay. In US, subsidy in US, our Indian guys are working. He is called some name. And that US guy is also working. Are some UK companies coming to work there? Company is promoted from India, TCS, having its own subsidy in US. Indians also were going and working as an expatriate, parent country employee. Then their own country, home country, US country people also working. Third country employee from UK or Pakistan or Europe, somebody is also coming to work. Right, now you have PCN, we call it PCN, HCN, DCN. Parent country employee, home country employee, third country employee. The company is one. All these guys are working one way. Two is that you are acquiring company, or two companies are forming one company, one US company, one Indian company jointly forming another company. So what the issues will come? Lot of cultural issues will come. Okay, HR guys, 40% of time will go in preparing the, again, like attrition we talk easily, all of you know. In all these companies, the expatriate success or failure makes a lot of difference. Even today, by research record, 35 to 45% expatriate failure, meaning by he has gone and come back. One, all the administrative expenses of sending him, relocating and all those things. Again, whatever he is not doing a job or somebody again to go fill that job is getting. So the IHRM has to concentrate more on what level. IHRM has to concentrate more on cultural issues, expatriate preparation. 50% of the time of HR guy has to, how will I pick up expatriate? Here, when you talk about IHRM, it is not concerned, in HRM means concerned with what did we talk about initially? Concerned with employees relationship, employment relations, right? That's what simple definition of HRM. In IHRM, it is concerned with not only employees, families relationship. You are interfering in employees' family. You have to train them, their language, their issues, cultural issues there. We have to provide for support to them. We have to give them hospital facilities nearby. So you are trying to, IHRM, one, your time goes in handling cultural issues. Different country people, some country people, they like boss. Some country, they don't want boss. Some country, they want to work in team. Somebody, they don't want to work in team. Somebody is willing to take risk. Some country people not willing to take a risk. There are many cultural dimensions, which there are a lot of proven theories are there. One such known theories you can write down, you can read it later. Hofstad's, H-O-B-S-T-A-D. Hofstad. If you want another 5 minutes, all of you just look in your mobile. Hofstad's cultural model. H-O-F-S-T-E-A-D. Online student, the screen is visible to you guys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, it is.
Okay. Hofstad's cultural model, okay. There could be uncertainty avoidance, power distance. There are 4, 5. So that's what I meant to say. You guys have to learn everything through framework and model. No common sense business. Not only in my subject, in all the subjects. That is where you become a professional. Hofstad's. What you're asking? STAD, no? STEAD. ED. Okay, sorry, that spelling is. That's one of the best models. There are many models, but this one model is mostly used by most of the multinationals. We can have a question, Hofstede's model of culture in your question paper. Okay. All your questions also, then and there I'm telling you, what all questions it can come in your midterm or end term exams, right? As I told you, I'll be setting your paper, I'll be correcting your paper, right? Be happy, huh? Why when I say be happy, happy or not happy situation? Okay, so IHRM is concerned with managing PCN, HEN, DCN employees, more concerned with cultural, more concerned with expatriate management, more concerned with not only employees' own family also. And finally, IHRM should prove, sir, my expatriate failure has come down from 40% to 10%. If you did it, long live HR. So your time and resources, how are you, sensitizing expatriate with their local language, cultural style language, adjusting with the bosses there, how the family is getting some sort of local language training. So you're interfering too much into the family life and paying for international compensation. Like, this compensation, that compensation, international taxation. So IHRM gets more into that level. But it doesn't mean that best HR practice doesn't suit here. So IHRM is what? All strategic HRM, all best HR practices, plus the cultural and expatriate management becomes IHRM. IHRM here, you already have the best HR practices. You already know all transformational SHRM. Everything is involved in IHRM. Plus expatriate management, PCN, HEN, DCN management, cultural management. If these together put together becomes IHR. So the job role is too much. Transformational, transactional, SHRM, everything will be there in IHR. But another big challenge is expatriate handling, cultural handling, international compensation handling, international taxation handling. Now people like war is happening or COVID is happening. People have to be immediately taken care of. All those things comes into HR. So this is what basically IHR. Are we clear so far? What did we learn so far? Since did we waste our time or learn something? We have talked about definition and meaning of a simple HR, right? Then we talked about at length about what is management and strategy. Then we talked about transactional, transformational, SHRM, and this is all we learned, nothing more. Correct? So you can take 10 minutes break, then we'll come back. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 minutes break you can take, yeah.
We just had a little dance in the suits. Yeah. We had a cuddle. The cobwebs off a little bit for me.
There's nothing quite like doing a photo shoot with two lads in lycra.
From well LC. Check. Mic check. Students they will tell. Mic check. 1 2 check. 1 2 3 mic check.
Hello? Hello?
Want me to explain? Let me know. Can you come this way so that I can stand here? Anything to be explained in this slide? I said it should
No, sir, we had covered.
covered, right? You guys
Yes.
covered? Have you covered this one?
Yes.
IR and ER still IR and ER is covered.
Good, you guys are alert,
is
yeah.
not-
I'm happy you are all alert. What is IR and what is IR and ER?
IR we got, but ER.
Employee relationship and employee relationship, which more concerned with, which I talked about factory. When you are going to work in factory, it has to be predominantly compliance of labor law. If you don't comply the labor law, your owners and directors can go to jail as a criminal offense, and a civil wise also, the company can pay 10 times penalty. So you can save the company from criminal offenses, from the civil offenses, if you know how to comply, compliance, due diligence, awareness of labor law, awareness of fundamental right, awareness of contract act, all those acts to be available. That's why we prepare HR guys with legal background also. somebody should have that. So that's what it doesn't mean. Compliance, due diligence. If any of the multinational, they want to take over any other company in India, they will pay huge money to consultant to do due diligence of compliance. Whether this company in the past has complied with the PF Act, Bonus Act, ESI Act, Minimum Wages Act, all the act, have they complied with it? Have they paid it? All the statutory accounts are ready, complete. Which was, we never used to take it seriously 10, 15 years back, Indians, Jugadi. Inspector aega, kar denge, all those kind of. Now no more that kind of things. Number one. Number two, it's all, everything is online. Every report is online. So the HR department has to make sure my company doesn't get into trouble criminally as well as the civil. Previously, the occupier is of the company. Occupier means anybody can be nominated as an occupier, which we used to nominate the HR guys as a nom. Now the government has come with, the court has come with a judgment saying that don't make any employee as an occupier and then send him to jail. One of the shareholder with minimum 10% or 15% shareholder can only become a occupier, which means any not compliance means the occupier has to go to jail. So this guy doesn't have to go to jail, right? Only his owner has to, right? Now this is act. So that means this is also one of the very important contribution from the HR guys. Either avoid the trouble, or on the other hand, you get the good reputation of the people also. So this is this one aspect: transactional, transfer, strategic, IHRM, SH, all those things, IR and good. So now all these concepts are clear to you. Any questions you'll be able to answer, right? Can I move on? Online.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. What is this? What is this? I'll come back. Sorry? What is this? This is more applicable on the strategic HR. I always used to tell you models, right? This Dave Ulrich model is well known in the, now one of the known guy in the world today is Dave Ulrich. Just take few minutes, look for in your mobile. Dave Ulrich. There's going to be a separate paper on strategic HRM as an elective paper. There, the whole concept of Dave Ulrich, who is the professor in, I think, Michigan University or Harvard right now. This guy has done a lot of work on long live HR, more on strategic HR. He has given one model. Strategic HRM should concentrate this way. One way we talked about this one, this strategic partner, which we already talked about. HR guys should work more towards what is the business strategy of a company, cost leadership or differentiation. This is one part you talked about. Okay, the administrative expert means you must have hundreds of best practices, and you have to use the right best practices for the right level based on the PCMM or company level. This is the second modelistic. And the fourth one is employee champion. The HR always talks in terms of user-friendly HR, not making a policy and process and best practices to how to harass the employee. You believe every employee is potential. You believe every employee can contribute. Every employee can really take the company to the next level. It is you guys, how you be a champion, give them the atmosphere, right role, right support system. So you be a champion to make them to more effective. You believe in positively, everybody can contribute. So that is the next approach of employees. This one, change agent, which is picking up very fast with all those companies going for acquisition or merger or SHRM. Everywhere the change is going to take place. Change means the old structure of 4 VP maybe get reduced to 3 VPs or maybe 6 VPs, or the VP post itself reduced, or you come down from a VP post to GM. Your salary and all may be more. Your reporting system, boss system is changed. Your structure is going for a change. Your leadership going for a change. Your culture is going for a change. Your authority, your style of working may be different. So there is a change management. And you as a human being, you resist to change. What I was doing is correct. Now you are making to report, all of a sudden multinational come, they want every day MIS report, every weekly report. I'm not used to it. Why are you asking this kind of?
So the change will be there. Or previously I was a VP. Now they made me a general manager. Previously I was a boss. Now I have to report this because the business is, merging, amalgamating, or acquiring. The structure is going for a change. Change at the level of human structure, the positions, levels, the way of working changes. Which this is one of the burning problem. It is today. It's going to be a big problem tomorrow. What is change management? How do we handle change management? Why people resist change? How can I effectively handle resistance of change? Finally, how can I succeed in institutionalizing, successfully handling the change management? So according to you, SHRM comes under the 4 directions. We talked only 1 direction. Okay, just to give a feel of it. Otherwise, SHRM, according to this guy, all the 4, and this becoming very, very vivid and important these days, change management. Any company going for a change management issues. The bosses will change. You are the boss yesterday, till yesterday. Today, somebody else will be a boss. Or you got more jurisdiction or less jurisdiction, new market, new people working, new style of reporting. Human being by nature, they're resisting to change. Even if it's good for you, you will resist to change. This is psychologically by research, it's proved. I will go with status quo, the way I'm doing it. Like for example, tomorrow I'll tell you, there's no question paper, nothing like it. I'll come to a surprise test. I'll give a case study and ask you to answer the question. It may be good for you. Okay. It might be good to use your intelligence on the spot, nothing to routine where we're rate learning up, picking up, mugging and writing it. Maybe, but you will resist it. No, this is not the way it is to be done. You have to give a question paper, you have to give a choice, I will write it. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying you'll do it. This is the human beings by nature. Maybe this second method, more fun, more passive, more active, more challenging. You will analyze, understand, contribute based on all the theories we studied. You'll enjoy writing that paper. But you have been used to traditionally, there'll be a question paper, there'll be an objective, there'll be a descriptive. I don't want to do that. So the change management is becoming a major issue in today's business, and it will continue to be. 40 to 50% of time, focus has to be given by HR guys and the other guys more on how to handle the change management. Like I told you, the challenge in handling expatriate, challenge in handling attrition, change in handling change management, the challenge in changing. Now, how HR cannot become a long live? Now tell me, all guys smiling. Sir, you're Raghu. Now you'll smile which way? Now, HR is not contributing different. Can HR contribute? Can they deliver? Can they proudly say, I'm delivering? Right. They are not doing it. That is HR leadership failure. Or the top management is not allowing the HR leadership to be effective. Why HR fails? One, HR is not competent, or the top management is not recognizing HR to contribute. Correct? But if these 2 things are correct, HR has got a lot of scope to contribute significantly and raise their head above. And then they can compete to become a CEO and chairman. I don't want to praise myself. At the age of 29, I become a VP HR. First time. I was never an HR. After my PhD, I got into business all around. One of the unit president resigned and gone. I was supposed to recruit a guy. My boss said, why don't you officiate as this thing in that period? So I was hardly 1 or 2 years in HR. With that HR, at the age of 31, I become the regional president in charge. There I got to know MBO-based management, KRA fixation, KPA fixation, how to task orientation, how to do human orientation, how to control them. All those theories you picked up practically. So what the CEO does it? CEO does task allocation, human allocation, target achievement through KRA, KP, and things like that. Now, I'm not saying every function. Every function gives you scope to become a CEO. Marketing maybe become more a performance oriented, more a target oriented. So HR gives you a lot of scope to become a lot of competencies which you accrue through HR is more compatible to become a CEO. So this again, HR guys will have, this is what this model, is it clear? So Dave Ulrich model is one of the known model in Harvard Business School, which is very well practiced by all the multinational companies. Dave Ulrich SHR model is very well known. We talked only just because our session today, we have taken more time. In fact, we were trying to understand what about HR in a broad sense. Otherwise, you have to go one class only on this model. What is the Woolworths model? How, in what way they can strategic partner? What is change agent? Now, like I'm seeing in most of the IT companies, they say business partner. I try to out away. What the hell are you doing business partner? They are not doing this strategic partner business. Sanctioning the leave letter, online paper and things like that. They call it a business partner, right? I don't know whether wrong. Many people like you youngsters, they met, they say, what role I'll ask out? They said, we are business partners. I really feel happy. Oh my God, you guys are doing a real strategy partner. No, they're not doing that one. The transactional HRM, they call it business partner, right? Many of the people. Correct? I'm an old dated guy. These guys are old dated. I'm not old dated. These guys are old dated. Correct. To me, business partner means strategy HRM. To these guys, business partner means transactional. Correct? Correct, na? So this model is clear to all of you? Barely, I mean, in a broad sense. I can't expect you to know the model thoroughly. A lot of research paper written on this model. A lot of case studies on the model. Is very well known. This much you know. Dave Ulrich is a guy, known guy, top class, #1 HR professor in the world. Dave Ulrich. His model is this one. This much you know. That's more than enough. Good. And if you want interest, you read a lot of browsing. And you want something more, let me know during the classes. Whatever you want more, I'll tell you. Because at the end of the day, we have to cover up the syllabus also. Correct? Done? It's not moving, yeah. This you've done it. This you've done it. Yeah. This is the word given. Read that word. HR professionals often focus internally on the function of HR. Internal means I'll go on recruiting, training and development and things, which is important, rather than externally in what customers and investors need. That's what we talked about strategy. What my companies to do, how the customer is going to supposed to be. Like I told you, Vineet Nair has written a book which is published by Harvard. We should all be proud. Indian books getting published by Harvard is not a joke. Vineet Nair was HCL vice chairman. His book is People First. And he built up this book on various researchers already. They proven. What is the theory research is that if you have a competent, confident, cultured employee, competent, cultured, highly engaged employee, they will be able to take care of the customer because they're happy. Their production will be better. Their customer response will be better. Their innovation would be better. The cost of servicing would be less. So in all this thing, you are creating a value. That value is passed on to the customer. Southwest Airlines does only that one. Next time I'll show you. So because of customer is happy, your company turnover comes, repeated comes. So how people first, how through HR, through strategic HRM, you can create a competitive advantage and sustain a competitive advantage through this method. That is what we call value creation based HR, which is a part of SHR. That's what they are talking about. Concentrate externally what customer and investor need, HR to deliver. Not transactionally talking, I'm HR, I'm responsible for. HR should be able to talk. My attrition is less, my expatriate is this much, I'm contributing this level, I'm PCMO 5-level model, I've been given the best employer certificate. My satisfied employee index is so much. You give 5 figures, 6 figures, which much more than anybody can talk about the company. But if you don't talk in that objective methods, if you're talking in an abstract manner, I'm HR, I'm responsible for recruitment, I'm responsible for salary processing, then gone. You will not worth for more than 30,000 rupees salary. Okay. If you talk that one, Stupid Mishra, a friend of mine, 1.5 crore rupees is getting salary. HR president with Birla. Most of the guys I'm seeing these days, 60 to 70 lakh, easily they get salary. The top 5-10 guys, the salary is 1+ crores kind of things. What are they doing? They are concentrating that level. They are not coming every day to sitting in HR, interview and all those things. But they make sure. How many of you studied that theory X and theory Y, Maslow's hierarchy of needs? People need to be happy in working. So to make them to happy in that, what kind of policy, what kind of process, what kind of boss relationship, all those things HR has to move. So this is talks about SHRM, right? What is the business outcome? HR should directly contribute to this function, not only recruitment. It's a means is number of recruitment. Means is right recruitment. Means is less attrition. Means is less expatriate failure. Means is highly engaged to achieve production, productivity, profitability, wealth. If HR is not contributing to that level, then that HR is dead HR. To do that, you should be able to, like, I know one of my friend who is a big, this in Jaidas Kadila, chairman. He's a big guy, I'm a small guy. He was my junior PhD in IIT Delhi. I think Jaidas Kadila is one of the top 10 global industry today, pharma industry. He says that you people come to the meeting laughing, yeah, don't get into stress. What does it mean by that? You do a lot and come to the meeting with proud to say I have done it. You cannot come to a meeting laughing and proud, right? Unless you have not done the job. If you've done the job, you can come proudly. If you've not done it, you'll try to hide here and there, right? Correct. So productivity, cost optimization, these are some words I've given you. What do you mean by business outcome? Cost optimization, propelling innovation, scaling up for in expansion, you provide that kind of skill set everywhere. Right recruitment, pipeline leadership, retraining, training, tangible and non-tangible return, HR. Tangible means you should see clearly this kind of whatever we talked about. And finance, non-finance achievement. And you have to help the employee by becoming an employee engagement. These are the outcomes HR should directly link to provide through your intermediate variable of whatever we talked about, entry to exit, before entry to exit. This is the only intermediate one. But HR is here, intermediate one is there, outcome is this one. This is the research model you should work. If you work this model, then you are deserved to be an HR of Harvard guy. Otherwise, you are Indian one of the third rate institute guy. Clear, the model looks simple, but we don't know the direction itself. We get lost only between the intermediate variable. Okay, it's clear? Just to have an idea. All the slides will be shared with you, don't worry. These are some questions you can ask. What skills and cap, what are the implications, what's our threats and all needed the company will go through. This you can just read the questions for 2 seconds. See, strategically, I'm completing my first 2 chapter PPT also, okay? These are some areas for HR guys to look for and contribute. Done? Can I change? Online guys, are we going all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
We are
sir.
summarizing, we are knitting, we are
Yes.
linking, we are aligning, or we are going here and there. Yeah, now. Did I tell you this one? I don't think I talked.
No.
I didn't talk to you on this concept.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
I said HR has to do this thing, that thing, all those kind of things. Who will do? HR guys? I talk to many things. HR should do this thing, that thing. I'm like a tough Marwadi businessman, right? I am a businessman. I'm a tough guy. I want more. As I told you, though I'm born here, but my whole life, my studies, my working, everything is only north. Delhi, Punjab, UP, Rajasthan, Hyderabad. So we talk about business, money, more production, more productivity, less expenses. That is probably in my blood also, it has gone. Okay. So in that sense, I'm also asking HR guys to do this thing, that thing, all those things. Who is HR? Who will do? Come on, tell me. Who is HR? Who is HR? Who is responsible? HR ownership. HR guys? Everyone is an HR. First of all, the top management is HR. If the top management doesn't want the HR responsibility, doesn't believe in HR guys, even if you put me or my brother Harvard guy also put, he will fail. The first condition is the top management should talk, breathe, eat HR. They should believe HR can make difference. So he is the first HR responsible. Then the second is obviously HR, who's our core HR guys. They are all facilitators, enablers to bring the HR activities properly. They are the best knowledge people of best HR practices. What is his competence? He's supposed to know the HR practices much better than some other function guy. And he's a facilitator, enabler, coordinator with all the functions. 2. 3, each line manager is an HR manager. Each line manager has to own the responsibility. What I wanted, if that delivery you wanted, if all these variables are setting in place, then only you'll get that kind of delivery. Otherwise, you'll not get that. Yeah, we can blame 4 or 5 guys of HR guys or half a dozen HR guys. Nothing will happen. And you get the best of the Harvard educated guys on HR. All those things will not work. So that's what. Now there's a concept called staff and line roles. So now there are 2 things in this slide. Who is HRM? HRM is top management. Every line manager in HRM. HRM guys have to have a big role of coordinating, facilitating, enabling with their expertise best practices, with expertise business law, labor laws, and things like that to bring into all. So this team as a whole, maybe we can say HR guy is a team chairman or a team coordinator. But the top management and the line manager, if they are not buying that theory, nothing is happening. Okay, that is the one. Now, what is line and staff role? You must have heard about all of you this line function and staff function. Staff function is doing a documentary work, like keeping a record, preparing it, accountant keeping an accounting books, HR guys keeping a recruitment records and things like that. Line function is marketing guys. I've gone and went and sold this much money. Line function is production guys says I produced this much money. Okay, so that's a line and staff. Line is more aggressive, on the spot, meeting the customer, handling the issues, firefighting, cutting your hand, all those line function, right? Staff function is doing a lot of, like you take a simplest example is that wing commander is the guy who flies the fighter aircraft is also called wing commander. The guy who sits in working all the stores and supply recruitment at the Air Force is also called wing commander. The wing commander who goes up is a line wing commander. Goes and puts a bomb and comes back. Okay, this guy is also wing commander. They're the same. They joined as a pilot. Maybe they are getting same salary. Maybe he gets extra allowance for the flying. But he's doing a lot of staff function. So that is a concept of what is line and HR. Now, HR guy is a line or a staff function? This background, I wanted to ask you, I've given you all Ramayana story, right? For each Ramayana story, I have a goal. Be careful with me, okay? For each Ramayana, I have a story. In this Ramayana, the learning goal is HR is a staff function or a line function.
Both.
Yeah. Tell me, somebody's online, you are saying something, go ahead. You guys didn't get on to talk initial 1 hour, go ahead, your time.
HR is
line and staff both, sir.
Line and staff both, very good, I agree with you. How line and, I agree with you totally. HR is both line and staff. How line, how staff. To what extent they should be line, what extent they should be staff, correct?
When it comes to line, they search for the employees who is suitable for the company. And when it comes to staff roles, once the employee is appointed, they'll keep their records for future assistance.
Okay.
This is the short form according to me, sir.
Okay, good, very good answer. You answered very well. Line means you have to come with the right kind of philosophy, right kind of policy making, right kind of linking the business HR strategy with the business strategy, HR model with the business model. That itself is a big thing, like right diagnosis. Why doctor is good? Giving a medicine is not a big deal, yeah. Like advocate, I'm an advocate. I practiced in High Court and Supreme Court also to some extent on behalf of my company. It is not that, diagnosis, what is there? What is the model of doctor? Diagnosis, prescription, implementation, evaluation, which we call it Sheffield model. In HR and training and development, we use that model. So like this HR guy should be able to diagnosis which business strategy, which business model, which culture, which are the pressing issues, how HR can make a difference to that. So what policies, how will I influence the existing people? First is my internal customer. Who is my internal customer? My own line manager is internal customer. My top bosses are my own internal customer. How do I handle them? With this part all comes under the line management function of HR. Staff function is, they are also sitting in the entry board along with other members. They are also overseeing the salary preparation. They are also overseeing the income tax calculation and all this. They are overseeing the administrative work and all those. So this is the administrative. Again, it can like a transaction transfer. Line is a good HR department should have a more line role in terms of policy, synchronization, alignment with business model, business strategy, customer requirement. He will talk like the lady who talked about, talk more in terms of external, not internal. Internal, in any case, you will do. So the good HR guys had to be in maybe probably 75% line, 25% staff. What happens is 75% staff and they accept themselves. I'm helpless, I'm a staff. If bloody I am there in a new board meeting and I'll see to that. Okay. But most of the HR guys, what they will see is that they'll accept themselves, I'm a staff guy. It is their own. Maybe again, they have not done the homework. They are not thinking. They are not, graving the opportunity to contribute. Correct. So this is slightly clear to all of you. Though I have not explained. Is it clear? Any questions? This is all we talked about, right? This slide we covered. This you can read. I suppose I covered it. Any questions on this? I suppose I covered it, but still. You may not have expected HR will be taught this way, right? Did you expect that HR will be handled this way? You thought somebody will come and do recruitment and training and development, right? Not business. I asked you this question. This slide is clear to you, no? Though I tried to explain a lot. Can I say we covered this slide? Yeah.
Yes.
This we already covered?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's not going. Is it the end? Oh. What should be the HR competencies? Next learning goal. HR guys should be MBA with HR or diploma in HR with law. Is that enough? With 15 years experience in working in some industry. I use the word competency, not qualification and experience. You must be able to understand the business knowledge, business model, strategy. Not that shying away from understanding the business. I don't know about rubber manufacturing. I don't know about software development. I'm an HR guy. I don't know about pharmacology, how they prepare medicines. I don't know. I don't know about rubber technology. I don't know about hospitality management. I know HR. Are you getting me fine? No. You should know like anybody else business more than anybody else. Which business I'm there, what business model, what is the external problems to my business, what is the internal, what is the SWOT analysis of my business, what is the pest analysis of my business, who are my competitors, who are my customers, what is the changing trends of my customer, how is the technology is impacting my business. Then only I will be able to understand how to contribute, right? If I know that, I don't know anything else, like ostrich bird, but I'm a good HR guy. You ask me 360 degree, you ask me 160 degree, you talk me best employer, I'll talk everything. I qualified, I got a certificate. Correct, man? So first competence is that. Yeah, second, you should be functional expert. I didn't put HR functional expert first, purposely. Because this part only he can know. If you write down on a piece of Excel sheet, put recruitment, selection, training and development, under each one you can write out hundreds of best practices, which are available. It can be a complete, compendium of dossier. First of all, you don't know the practices, then you should know how to use that practices. Like engineering, designing, AutoCAD, or whatever you call it. Software, you have programs. Strategic management, we have strategic models. Marketing guys, they have STP. Similarly, the HR guys, for each one, the forum dimension likely to be remaining same. 6, 7, recruitment, selection, training, compensation, training and development, PMS, all those things. But under each one, Could be hundreds of best practices. First, be aware of the best practices. Two, how, where it can be, at what dose it can be implemented. Have you heard about life cycle of organization? Life cycle of a product? Come on, go through all of it.
Yes.
Life cycle of an organization or life cycle of a product.
Yes.
Professor, I have a question here.
Please go ahead.
More than a question, it's a good representation I felt. HR competencies versus the qualification that you spoke about, right?
Yeah.
And also the fact that you have stated many things outside of coming with an MBA HR. More than that, all these expertise is more important. Is it quite prevalent in all the industries? At least I come from an IT background, and I have seen more and more IT leaders becoming HR heads in many of the top companies today, right?
Right. Because your answer is good. Now, off late 10 years, people have become more get involved in the business. Previously, they kept themselves in isolation. What you are saying is very good answer. Because they are getting into business, one, they can do HR function very well. And they are also creating their position for the next generalist post. HR is a specialist post, right? Generalist post is you become a CEO or president, operation head or anything. So you are grooming yourself to be the next level. You can compete with anybody else in the organization, which is picking up last 10 years.
Right.
Have I answered your question?
Yes. I mean, is it prevalent in all the industry verticals is my question. I mean, do you see such transformation happening even in
Yeah. Otherwise, they cannot survey. They have to keep only the, if you want to be a senior or top level HR guy, now the selection is looking only at that level. I can say now today, nobody will recruit you without that kind of approach.
Okay.
You can be a manager, junior level position and all those kind of. Once you are going to be a leadership position in HR, today no company will recruit you. Even there are something like I know pharma industries guy, they never recruit anybody without a pharma industry
background. Okay.
Because they want him to know the pharma business. Some US audit is coming. US audit comes and rejects your plant. Gone. Everything is gone. You must have seen, big industry ran back and this thing, US audit has rejected the company, gone. So the HR guy should know the seriousness, importance of US auditing coming to, the auditing in the, how many people been to pharmacy plants? Even the guys when come, they will even touch the floor. Even little this thing, you will reject it. Or even in the zones, when the injection is prepared, the last zone, even the air direction has to be controlled. Only this stage it should come. Of course, technology helps you. And each stage, what kind of precautions you take, what kind of dressing and all you take it. And like you have in the same plant, same build campus, one side you are manufacturing, other side some research. Suppose you are a CO, you are a plant HR. Today morning you went to manufacturing. You cannot go to that research fair today. The SOP doesn't permit you. So that means coming in the morning itself, you should clear. Today I'm going to manufacturing plant or I'm going to research plant. Because they have cross contamination. The US guys and all, they talk high level cross contamination. This and that. So the HR guy should be sensitive enough, right? To understand. If he believes, then he will percolate down. Then he will implement. He himself thinks that what is a big deal? Yeah, these guys are talking.
Okay.
So every industry is talking today, leadership position. That is why they preferably take from like your IT industries, knowledge-based. They clearly write it now, IT sector experience. Somebody comes from manufacturing, mostly they don't prefer. They want somebody worked only in IT sector, understanding the IT business. Hospitality industry, hotel industry, five-star industries. What will they do with IT industry background? To some extent, yes. Somebody who's not worked in hospitality, hotel industry, or some related industries. And the hospitality 5-star, 7-star and all, too much of HR involved. They cannot afford to relax even 1% of HR activity. Okay? Technical savvy, though, obviously. Today, he has to be working PeopleSoft or SAP, everything online. Even assessment is online, feedback online. So this guy has to be technical savvy. Collaborating, what is CFT? I use the word CFT.
Cross-functional.
Cross-functional team. He should be able to in and day out with that guys, morning and evening. He cannot shy away from them. He should embrace them. He should confront them. He should go with them. Not that running away, saying that this guys will put me this. So he has to collaborate and network with the CFT. Morning and evening. He's supposed to sit in the morning CFT meeting. Unless you are not involved in it, how can he contribute? In most companies, when night shift production or anything goes lost, first they ask only the HR guys, not the plant technical guys. He's supposed to answer why did it happen, which system you allowed to flap, hence that productivity is gone in the night, or wastage of raw material, wastage of very highly expensive raw material. First HR guy has to answer, not the technical guy. So which means these guys have to be functionally involved. That's it. Now read how. This we covered. Previous slide, okay. Covered, I said. That's it. Anyhow, any questions so far? Now have we understood the scope and function, how we have to learn HR? Okay. Any questions? Your choice.
Sir,
All of you can ask.
Collaborating with the CFT, can I just explain?
CFT is cross-functional team. You see, every organization has got a maybe supply chain, manufacturing, finance team. So you have to part and parcel of the team, collaborate with them. They become your internal first customer for HR guys. So you have to understand their need. You have to collaborate with them. You have to network with them. You cannot take fight with them. You cannot say that I will make a policy, bureaucratic policy, you accept it, implement it, or leave it. You have to be in a mind to serve them. Serve in the sense that requirement. Have I answered your question?
Okay, you mean to say HR has to be understand the ground level what is happening?
Yeah, not only what is happening, you understand the requirement of cross-functional team. Maybe your technical team, manufacturing team, supply chain team, or accounting team, finance team. They are your first line customer, right?
Yes, yes. Okay, got it.
Yeah, got it. So this guy should have that knack and aptitude to work with that one.
So mainly, sir, so mainly HR person should have that synchronization with all the department from base.
Correct. At least your major heads to start with, right? If you are a leadership HR, could be 10 level people are more important to you.
Okay.
Their 10 level people are representing hundreds of people. Maybe
Right.
a plant, production head.
Right.
You're working under him 500 people.
Right.
If you are not even in connection with him, not understand from him the ground reality. For example, that I noticed in one industry, the night shift to 12 to when there's a shift changeover from engineering industry, that is a time lot of absentee will take place. Because you have a highly skilled people less in any industry. I'm talking about my own industry, my experience. You have thousands of people in a factory. Out of 1,000 people, 200 people would be highly skilled people. Highly turner, mechanic, electrician, machinist, things like that. 400 people will be unskilled people. This unskilled people coming and not coming, you can replenish it with a contract substitute workers. But these guys handling the machine and all, you cannot handle. So to get a good OT, these guys hang up towards themselves. I will take leave, you take leave, so that each one of us get a OT the night. Humanly not possible for highly technical people to work 12 hours, 15 hours, just because he's getting overtime. But somewhere the performance will go for things. Here, if time permits, I'll give you a small story and then we'll conclude it. One of the plant, what I'm telling is actual, but I'm telling you one story which I read in a book. In one place, one guy in the night shift thrown one, axe on somebody's guy's head, and that guy head was bleeding. He was about to die. He didn't die. So now the HR guy, somebody has to come and take action on this guy, right? The one who's thrown the axe on that other guy in the night shift. So the case concluded like that. They issued him a charge it. They went on to conduct an inquiry. They find out, yes, this guy went into rise and then thrown the axe. Some witness they've given, and that guy has been profoundly bleeding. Good timely, he has been saved. Now who has to be punished? Huh? The one who thrown the axe. No.
But why he has thrown the axe?
It's a US case study. They said no. The HR guy has to be put into jail.
Yeah.
Because this guy was working that time 18 hours. the one who thrown it.
Hmm.
Just because not addressing people timely available to attend to the job, this guy has got into rest. Extremely cold, -5 degree, 5-6 degree weather, 18 hours working. And those guys, we Indians still we can withstand 18 hours. I mean, others should not record and quote. Those guys cannot withstand even 1 hour more than 8 hours. So they said your policy was wrong. Allowing people to work more than 10 hours. If it's 8 hours, occasionally you could allow 10 hours. How did you allow that work for 16 hours? He was under tremendous stress. So you are responsible for, killing 2 people, the guy who thrown it, the guy who got it. The HR guy was removed. This is the case outcome of one of the case study, which was an actual case abuse. But it makes sense, right? I mean, again, I can't say only HR has done it on his own. Maybe the top management also like that kind of policy. That's what I said, who's HR? HR and top management, both are accountable because they like that kind of approach. Na? So the night shift, it goes. Because in my experience, I've seen sugar, alcohol, pharmacy, all large manufacturing industry I worked in, part of it as a CEO or CHRO. Maybe 1,000 people. In the 1,000 people, only 200 people will be holding it. 400 people are purely unskilled people. Another maybe 200 people will be semi-skilled. They are getting trained from here to top in between. So this 200 people are in tight control. In one of the industry, I was really daring. Their post is 200 now. You provide for 225 people. So that all this nonsense of, they're absenting, holiday comes, the local festival comes, they'll extend the leave like anything. So they are taking us for a ride. So let us, if the actual manpower planning says 200, you provide 225. I strongly recommend. Initially, the board was not convinced. Later, they convinced. You control your manpower in unskilled and things like that. But on highly skilled, don't try to control. Because they will take you into ransack. Many places, they have their own local city functions. Diwali, some places more. In Andhra, some Pongal is more. South India, something more. So those times, these guys will go and extend the leave. What will happen? You cannot shut down the plant. Or if you are not fully capacity utilization, your loss goes up. So what is the reason? I said 1,000 people, 1,000 employees. My core people are 200 people. Keep 225 people. It may be apparently high cost. Manpower requirement is 200. But in the long run, you have a smooth sailing. This all comes through a lot of experience and then fighting with people to prove that theory. But they will not agree. They'll say, oh, manpower, my strength says 200 people only. I cannot keep more than 200. But what cost? Anyhow, man, I hope we have covered it up. Anything else? Final 1 or 2 questions. You have next class or no class?
Yeah, I
You have it.
Then I should break rather. Any questions?
Sir, in case any question during our next studies, so
Yeah.
how can we communicate? Through mail or
You
call?
have your WhatsApp group, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
You can come through WhatsApp group. You can write to my mail.
Okay.
You can send me directly to WhatsApp.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
My number. But if you call me without your number getting saved in my mobile, I don't take.
Right.
First come through WhatsApp. The moment I come, I save your name. Then I will respond to you.
Okay.
Because I come 7-8 days to the campus physically. I take your class. 10 days, I'm a CEO for a company in Delhi, Ranchi, and Mumbai. So every 10 days, I'm traveling. My wife says 5-6 days, I'm only eating and sleeping in the plane. But that also gives me time. All your assignment, correction, everything, I sit in the airport or in the flight. 2-3 hours instead of getting bored in the flight. Bangalore to Delhi takes 2.5 hours. So you correct your paper. Correcting your papers takes a lot of time. Teaching is easy for me. But correcting your papers and grading it is a big job. So what I'm saying is I'm available to you. Don't worry. I'm just telling you, I'm an apparently busy guy, but my time management is extremely good. But I don't pick up any calls, unsaved calls. You come through WhatsApp, then I'll save it. Then I will return it at the most 2-3 hours delay if I'm in the airport or here and there. I'll come. And you, Dharma, you must be having a group So trimester 1, that I'm seeing every time I'm watching that, I'll answer.
Thank you.
Any other question? And all the material I'll share through you. Everything will be uploaded in your LMS. Your book I'm uploading, all my PPT I'm uploading, all your book PPT I'm uploading. I'm also giving you sample 100 questions, question and answer. One folder I created for your senior. What kind of 100 questions possibly come and what kind of answer you have to give. That folder also I will give you. And your 1 or 2 assignment, case studies will also uploaded. Probably before you come your next class, everything will get uploaded in there. When is your next class? I don't
After
know.
15 days, sir.
Huh?
After 15 days.
After 15 days, right? Yeah. So in another 2 days only, by Monday, everything will be uploaded. Done? And exam also, you don't have to mug and write anything. Just write concepts clearly. That's all. Do very well in your assignments, which they must have told you. Your 2 assignments carries a lot of marks. And if you get good marks, your exam is a fun for you, not that difficulty. And exams, like every day, whatever you're asking, one of you just take the notes of the questions. Maybe at the end of the day, give me all those written in one paper and give it to me. These are the questions we thought about asking. The same question will come to you. Today, probably you generated 5-10 questions. Amongst yourself, decide any one of you. Every day, because I want to ask you question what I taught you. See, I want to be also synchronized, systematically. Not that I taught you something I picked up from some books and asking some question. I don't want that. So if any one of you can help me, every day you just make a note of it and give it to me. These are the 30-40 questions we probably will discuss in the class. And out of that only I will call. Good? Life is easy? Challenging or easy?
Challenging.
Oh,
Easy, sir.
challenging basically. 60%, 70% challenging, 30% easy.
Easy, okay.
Yes, sir.
But I don't think it should be. If you are attentive to the class, if you are understanding the concept clear, I don't think.
The assignments.
And all of you good in communication, right?
Yeah.
Only the
Yes, sir.
concept is clear, you should be able to write it, right? Not that mucking. You don't have to muck, you don't have to write more. You write less to the point. And all of you will get good marks here. Don't worry at the end of it. That assurance I'll give. I know you're all good students. You come up long way, so much achievements. Why you will not clear? If you are not
Yes,
scoring well,
sir.
means
With your support, we can, sir.
no, if you are not scoring good, means I'm not doing properly the job. So both of us are stakeholders, right?
Interconnected, yeah.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
You are my stakeholder, I'm your stakeholder.
Yes,
Okay, guys,
sir.
all the best. Huh? Take care, we'll see you.
So when will be
Yes,
the
sir.
assignment, sir?
Assignments, what do you want assignment? Case study analysis?
Anything.
Hmm?
Like anything which we can deal with it.
No, I would prefer case study analysis. Okay. Then not a single case study everybody make it will be more in the class. Okay.
It would be
Either
group
you
wise.
pick up all of you case study. I will give you 2 case study, my choice. Southwest Airlines and then there is one Portman Hotel, where how HR has good intention but implementation they failed. Southwest Airlines, how the cost leadership they linked up. 2 case studies will give you. Other than that, if there are 10 good teams, how many teams are there?
So actually, we have not received
They will
the
give you.
information about the
You
teams.
pick up any case study or any article from only Harvard. Okay. At the end of the day, in this class, if 10, 12 Harvard article or case studies discussed and learned collaboratively, you've done a big job. Correct? So, कुछ भी करना मतलब का करना, ठीक है? You're doing something na name ke wase no. When you are going to make a presentation, why not 10, 11 Harvard studies learned by all of you? They are making one, they are making one, they're spending time in learning. You guys only listen. So at the end of the class, if my students can learn 12 Harvard studies learning, I will be proud. Sounds all right? Hard work is concerned, only that particular group does a good job of picking up that good Harvard article and then do complete PPT and whatever help you want, the preparation stage you contact. And the other guys, please listen when they make a presentation. That is a big job. Based on my experience with you guys, you think that it's not my job. The idea is that Each one of you learn from the other guy, including me. When you are making 10, 12 Harvard study, maybe that 5, 6, I may not have studied. Correct? Possible. If I listen, I will also pick up from you 5, 6. At the end of the day, win-win to all of us. So I will request this model. I will give you 2 case study and you pick up Harvard. Only Harvard. Or at the most I can relax, I am Ahmedabad. Not anything picked up from here and there, I will not accept. Because the standard itself will go down. Pick up either Harvard article, HPR case study, or I am Ahmedabad. Nothing else. Am I making it clear? My demand is very clear and simple. Very simple demand. Right? Any other question? You watch your class time. I don't have any class afternoon. Any questions? Offline, online?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Well done. See you then.
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
See you, sir.
Yes, I'll talk to Arvind.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not too good at all
Thank
this.
you.
You could have passed on to everybody, na? Next time on. No, every class. Just please help her signing everybody. Next time onwards, now while the class itself just rotated. And this is my weakness. I'm not good at procedure. This is all part of the game, right? If you're sitting, I am Ahmedabad. What they have, your attendance is a must, and I am Ahmedabad. But not only physical attendance. If you're not come prepared with a case study, you are given no presence. Are you getting my point? Yesterday I given you one case study. I asked you to come prepared to the class. You come physically, you are signing, but still you will not be given attendance. If you are not able to answer the case study, that is why I am Ahmedabad, the rigor. At the end of the course, 300, 400 case studies they studied through this rigor. So obviously you got 10 years experience, right? So you guys also can pull yourself here. It's not that difficult. And do 2 years. Now you are not going to do every time MBA again and again, right? So if not 300, if all courses put together, even if you do good 100 case study, that will differentiate you. You want to be differentiated in terms of learning. How many case studies across all the subject you study? At least 100 target you should have. IIM's target is 300. And their faculties are ruthless. I taught at IIM, not IIM Ahmedabad. I taught at IIM. I'm teaching still IIM Ranchi. Every month I go to Ranchi, so I like this 1 or 2 classes. I taught at IIM Lucknow, IIM Ranchi, and I go to IIT Delhi is my alma mater. They have a department of business management whenever I go study. But IIM Ahmedabad is definitely, that is why IIM Ahmedabad. Too rigor in the subject. It's good for you, no rigor. Maybe painful, working hard, but it's good of it. Right? Okay, guys, I'm working. Yeah, you know how many roles I have assigned today? I teach you. I have my research student, then another research student. I'm a CEO of a company. I'm a lawyer. I'm also a husband, which is a big job. They will always come that you are not giving time, you are doing this thing, you are doing that thing. That's also to be managed, right? I have grandkids. They are all US citizens. They also demand a lot. They want to come on WhatsApp. My granddaughter is Aradhya, 9 years. She speaks so much. You are a mean dada. You are nothing like it. I hate you because you don't able to give time. You know the girls how they talk. So I'm managing everything, right? And you know what's my age? 66. So I can do what? Huh? I said 30. 30 with 35 years of experience, I said. Correct? So it's all your own mind game. Done. Okay, guys, all the best. You will do it. You have to do it, right? You will win. The book's name. You take Harry Distler is a prescribed book. Armstrong is a book. 2 electronic books, e-media books I'm giving. HRM. And 1 book, complete PPT, the book PPT I'm giving. Harry Distler and Armstrong. If you want physical books, you have to go to library. E-copy I'm sharing with you. Okay. Done. Oh, somebody just switch it up if you don't mind. Oh.